From the time that an artist plays their first gig, they're already hunting for that community that aligns with, who they are and what they're trying to do. And, if you said to me that the means in which I was going to connect with that community would be through a screen, I probably would not be in music. But after experiencing Twitch, honestly, the experience is completely different to how I imagined. Twitch came about at a time when I felt quite overloaded by social media, and I would look at my schedule and most of it was me not playing music and not hanging, which is why I got into the industry. But taking that chance and giving Twitch a go has actually tilted it back the other way, where I feel like most of the time I'm creating and hanging, which is absolutely fantastic. And if I was to reflect on what we've done this year, we've had many hangs in the studio. We've had laughs, we've had some pretty deep conversations. We kicked off the Bodhi Rivers mental health stream, and the jams that we've created, which were inspired by you guys, we've done some pretty fun stuff, like from porn funk to dark and suspenseful to blues reggae, and we made bangers and we made more bangers. We made so many bloody bangers. And you guys even got me doing a bloody Christmas carol, which I didn't think was possible. You guys have been a part of the demo process for the new album. Keeping me company at the end of a long day at work was actually honestly how I was able to sustain that level of productivity. And we went on the road together at the start of the year, which is hard to imagine because of the situation we're in now. We've hung in hotels. I've shown you guys around the sites of the places that we're touring. We've gone for swims together. We've gone for surfs together. I've introduced you guys to a lot of my good mates. And of course, you've joined me on stage and you've been able to watch a lot of the gigs that I had booked here in Australia. And lockdown, you guys really helped to keep my spirits up. It was also the time when I did my first subathon, my first 12-hour stream, which is big for me as a musician. And we got up to all sorts of fun there, and you even got to meet my kids, which was a lot of the time not intended.
Take a bum, take a penis. Take a penis, take a bum.
And the reason why I'm just so grateful is because the fundamental need of an artist is to have some sort of a means to be able to be themselves and to express their art in an authentic way. And then the bonus is to grow a community as a result of that. And that's what I feel like we have here. Like, I don't know if you guys feel it, but it's quite a magical space and I'm so grateful for it. I want to give a ton of love to the mods because the mods have a huge impact on the energy of chat. It's the reason why, all of you guys are free to be yourselves. And it's, you guys with the swords and the hammers have kept this a safe space and an inclusive space where people can honestly just be free to be themselves no matter who they are. And that's a pretty rare thing, I reckon. I got to give a ton of love to Smack. It's absolutely incredible having you on the team doing all these recaps. And also to those who have subscribed or cheered or financially supported in any way. It's not why I do it, but it allows me to block out massive amounts of time in my schedule so I can continue to do this. And to every single person has just jumped in chat, whether it's a quick thumbs up or, a comment or, whatever. That energy, I feel that energy. And this extends beyond Twitch as well to other social media platforms. This could have been quite an isolating and lonely time. It hasn't been because of the energy and the means in which we've been able to connect. It really is a hell of a time to be an artist, to have this direct connection. I'm just so grateful for it. There's a real thrill as well when I start to see friendships being made within the space that we've created here. That's a really special thing. So thank you for cranking my tracks and for sharing and getting behind me. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing where we can take this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. Hey! What's happening, guys? Hang on. Very rock and roll. Yeah, how'd you like Biker Bob? Hey, by the way, guys, I've got a present for you. Look, that's Biker Bob. How good is Biker Bob? Yeah. Biker Bob. Actually, that reminds me. Hang on. Okay. Was Biker Bob on the side of the road? Yeah, we will get to the story of Biker Bob. It's a good one. Hang on, let me just put my tea bag in the bin. How are we? What's happening? Happy Broken Lines Day. Well, now I feel like it's officially Broken Lines for everybody around the whole wide world. Now I feel like I can properly enjoy it with y'all. Silverhand, too big, what's happening? Wamhoo, Smack, Keefers says, in Keefers form, what happens when you put your hand in a blender? You get a handshake. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of, what do you call it? Reminds me of the Goonies. Oh, I'm out of sync again. Hang on a sec. 2 seconds, guys. So, hang on. Oh, I know what's happening. Yeah. Okay, because I have a different audio input now, so I think it's 100. How's this? Is that better? Better. Yeah, your face is out of sync, Smack. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, it reminds me of the scene at the start of Goonies. You know the one with the Fratellis, and they capture Chunk, and they threaten to put his hand in the blender. Hip puree! No? Anybody? Hey, Elizabeth, what's happening? Crickets. Oh, what's the matter with you guys? The Goonies, that's probably arguably one of the best movies ever made. That's why, under 30 years. 30 years? Yeah, probably a bit under 30 years. They still haven't been able to create a version of it. There was talk for quite a while about, about Goonies, a remake. I don't think it's a good idea. Tea Kettle Barbecue, what's happening? Welcome to my Broken Lines release stream. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you're sick, but I'm happy that your mental health is okay. Yeah. Even if you feel physically well, if your mental health shit, everything's shit. You reckon we need a remake of the Goonies? Release stream. Sounds like you're... What's happening? Mark! Thank you for, coming to hang out with me. Who here has listened to Broken Lines? Please, no more crickets. This could possibly be awkward. Nah, never heard it. You should familiarize yourself with... Hang on a sec. You know you can type that in chat. Am I still out of sync? Let's get this right. What is it? I think, did I overcorrect? You only know broken loins? Needs more. Really? What? Hang on. What's is audio still too? Is picture still too late? Hey, what's happening? Thank you for your 3 months of support. Very much appreciated. Okay, how about now? Is that better? You see me? Will! Hey! What? No, well then you're telling me... I'm not fucking listening to you, Smack. Too many O's. You got any O's? Who has brought a ticket? Hang on a sec. You're a first-time chatter. Why are you a first-time chatter? You've been here many times. And last time there was somebody that I knew popped into chat as a first-time chatter, and it was actually imposter. So, and that was Matt Gadinsky, Michael Gadinsky's son. It's still out of sync? Oh, for fuck's sake. Really, it's still out of sync. What is out of sync? Is the picture too... It's not out of sync, like a little. What is it? Is the picture too early or late? Picture happening too early or too late? You're just making me want to do this, aren't you? It's pretty good now. You know what you guys are? You guys are like, when you're trying to play that first song and then there's somebody shouting that the bass is too loud. All right, turn down the bass. And then somebody else goes, no, the drums are too loud. William Hollins, tell me something on chat that only you and I would know. When was the last time we spoke? I need to, validate your identity. My face is too loud. Divisma, what's happening? Picture's happening just too late. Now the picture's too late. There's a music festival yet to be announced that we... Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey! We've announced the tour, but we are going to add one festival to it and possibly a second festival, but we won't know about the second festival for a while. No, it's good for... Okay, all right. If anybody comments on the sync again, I'm banning them for this stream. So how's your new Boho Limousine single going? Huh? That's an old single. We're on to Broken Lines now. How about I continue to look into the camera while I talk to you guys? Yeah? Is that going to be weird for you? Why did you broke the... Fucking comedians in chat today. Fucking... Hang on. Where did my... Okay. I feel like you're trying to tell us off like a dad, but I just laugh at you. Eye contact, Nathan, is best. Yeah, you like the eye contact? Are these Broken Lines emotes for the release? Yes! There's a Broken Lines emote. It's Biker Bob. Biker Bob is this guy right here. That's Biker Bob. Biker Bob's real as well. So you've got new emotes. There you are. Are they all right? How are they? On my screen, because I've got chat, they look a little dark. So what's the story there? I will tell you the story. All right, I'll tell you the story of Biker Bob. So the song, I'm doing this out of order, but basically, in a nutshell, and I'll tell you a little bit more about Biker Bob, but we came across Biker Bob in the middle of the desert, driving from Esperance to Perth. The song is this, well, the character in the song is somebody who actually works through their problems out on the road with their bike. And, Broken Lines, we're thinking up ideas and we're going, maybe a shot of me in the middle of the desert on a desert highway with the broken lines in the background. And we tried it a couple times and then we're like, kind of looks a little typical, a little expected. And yeah, I was kind of getting a little bit like, shit, I really got to come up with with an art like an idea, because we need to brief the artist, and the song is going to come out soon. And yeah, we're just driving, and then we see Biker Bob on the side of the road out front of somebody's farm. Pulled over, and we're like, that's it. That's the cover. And I mean, when you look at Biker Bob, I mean, you're in the middle of the highway. That actually originally had a Jack Daniels sign on it, on that black drum, 44-gallon drum. And to me, like, you look at that and you go, I wonder if it's like a bikie clubhouse or something like that. Let's quickly take some photos and fuck off. And then just as we were doing that, this big 4B comes down the driveway towards us, and we're like, whoop, let's go. And the sweetest lady was behind the wheel, and she's like, yep, it's actually my mother-in-law's. I'll give her a call and she'll come down. You can have a chat with her. And then, yeah, her name was Jo, and she came down and, yeah, mentioned that like heaps of people drive by and take selfies with Biker Bob, and she'd be stoked if he was on the cover of Broken Lines. So, yeah, we definitely got lucky. I felt like the world, the artistic gods threw us a bone with that one. Hey, Kat, what's happening? Oh, stop it. This is gonna drag on, isn't it, Kat? I was wondering if the author agreed. Yes, yep, got it all in writing. You sound like a lawyer. You sound like my brother. Did you see what I wrote on your IG post? Yeah. Did you see what I replied? Just curiosity? You're a programmer. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Keefers. Sensei. What's happening? But I do have to say in advance, thank you so much for all the good vibes that you guys have been giving my new single, Broken Lines. It's, it went off on social media. Had to turn my notifications off. And also the tour dates, when we dropped the tour poster, that went off as well. And really, really excited to see how many people were buying tickets nice and early. They were just jumping on it. I mean, some of these gigs are not for 3-4 months. So it's a really, really good feeling, especially when you've been working your ass off for a good year and a half on this new album, and you drop something and it seems to strike a chord, no pun intended, with your audience. It's a great feeling. So, and you guys on Twitch, most of you were here when I was creating it. So, and I appreciate the shares as well. You guys are sharing it, which is really, really cool. So, it got added to New Music Daily on Apple Music today, which is cool. And yeah, do you look at the listening numbers? How is it comparing to others like Cool Changes? I don't like to look at the stream numbers. I do, but I don't like to, because I feel like it's just a slippery slope. There's always you always want more. It's always not good enough. And I mean, I'm sure I'll be okay with looking at them if it just went gangbusters. But I don't know. It's a funny one, because you can be quite compulsive, but it adds up. So I don't know. I haven't compared it to the previous singles, just by general energy and reaction. It seems like this one is getting a bit more love compared to the previous two. It was a favorite when we were playing it live on tour. But also at the same time, I don't think it's an accurate the extra activity from Broken Lines. I don't think it's an accurate representation of what people's song preferences are, because my audience as a whole has increased a lot since the WA, Kaleo and Kingfish gigs, compared to when I released Cool Changes and Carencia. And even just from an algorithmic point of view, there's more momentum because of the previous releases. So yeah, it's interesting. I've kind of recently been, I don't know, like I'm lately I've kind of been discarding any of the sort of earlier results and just concentrating on making sure that I'm building over more of like a slow burn approach, and that my song is true to me. My songs are true to me, but also at the very least connect with my existing audience. Because I feel like if it connects with my existing audience, then it only will expand because they'll talk about it, right? He's in sync for me, but that's because we have a great connection. Sharing, listening to it. I cannot wait till you finish your new album. I must admit, I'm feeling the pressure. I have to have this album done, mastered by next Tuesday night, or first thing Wednesday. There's no other option. Like, it's literally like if how it is by that time is how it's going out. So I am I'm a little concerned because I'm still dealing with art design stuff that's also got a similar deadline, and then there's the master. Yeah, I don't know, it's fucking whatever. So feeling it, but it is what it is. Let's put a bet. If Nathan, what would you bet? Is it weird when you meet people from chat in person and you can put a face to the name? Only if they look weird. No, it is. It is weird. The first time I met, aside from Jonathan Ong, another streamer, the first time I met somebody from chat was at Bulai, and I don't know Terentius. Hang on, no, Terentius is not here. And we were playing Bulai, and I was doing a signing at the merch desk at the end, and there was a bit of a lineup, and then this guy comes to the front, and he said, "Can you make it out to Furious Jojo?" And after sort of like Tom, Beth, all right, who would you like me to make it out to? Furious Jojo. And I remember that name from chat, and I'm like, looked up, I'm like, "You're Furious Jojo?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "Dude, it's good to see," because like he spent a lot of time in chat, particularly during my the earlier days on stream, and so he's saying he's Furious Jojo, and then at the back of the line I hear this guy go, "Hey, Furious Jojo," and he turns around and he goes, "It's Terentius over here," and he's like, "Terentius." You could see like everybody around just going, "What the fuck?" Like, it almost felt a little bit intergalactic spacesuits. You know, with everyone with their little their in-joke usernames and stuff like that. It was so cool though. It was so cool. And then so there seems to be a lot of people that are popping up from Twitch, and I think like, you know, it's one thing to kind of see people popping up on your Instagram a lot, right? And then you get to meet them in the real world, and that's a real buzz, right? But the connection with you guys is different because we have this live banter, right? It's a little closer to reality, yet we can't like see each other. Well, you can see me, I can't see you. So I feel like we're closer for that reason, and that's why I will say probably it's gives me even more of a buzz when I've been seeing somebody on my stream almost every single day, and we're connecting like that, like every day, and then you get to see them in real life. It's like, it's wicked. It almost feels weird not to go, "Do you want to have a beer afterwards?" Maybe that's what I've got to do. Anybody who is on Twitch, that we have like a little Twitch drink or something before the gig or after or something like that. Could be fun. Where are you? Everyone like, who the fuck named? Yeah, their name's their kid Terentius. I won't introduce myself. I'm just going to bring a pair of granny undies to give you. That's already been done. Yeah, Gretchen threw undies at me at the Belgrave gig. It was not the type of gig that you would expect that to happen. Everyone's sitting down, some people having their dinner. Like, it wasn't a rock gig where it was just like, whoa, boobs, undies and stuff like that. It was like there was this awkwardness that meant that I had to explain the context of what just happened. I checked your upcoming tour. Weirdly, I didn't see Latvia there. I mean, we are few Latvians here watching streams, feeling left behind. Hey, if you can work out a strategy, hey, what would it be like to tour Latvia? I mean, are there artists in Latvia that don't really tour anywhere else, but they rock Latvia and they make a shitload of money and they make a good living out of it? I feel like you're limiting yourself to one continent only. Well, you got the money to bag me? It's actually financially a challenge just to get from one side of this continent to the other. But where and when can we get tickets? Now. They're live. They're going now. Link in chat. Yeah, what? Travel costs money? Yeah, I can bag you. Just not the guitars, trumpets and shit. Where are you? Where are you based? Would be cool to have a Twitch-focused show rather than stream a live show. You guys get a Twitch-focused show every day. I'm feeling a sense of entitlement in chat. You're almost next to Latvia. Okay. Well, you and Keithers have a chat, talk tour strategy to get me over that side of the world, and financially somehow it's got to work, and I'll do it. I'm not playing Gimpy. Am I playing Gimpy? Am I playing Gimpy? I'm not playing Gimpy. I don't know. I'll just get Smack over there. Maybe Kenny and Tom too. Yeah. No, I'm not. Are you talking about Mitchell Creek Festival? You're talking about Mitchell Creek Festival. There's a festival there. Yeah, that's Mitchell Creek. Yeah, that's a mad festival. But is that near Gympie, is it? That's not Gympie. You're a Gympie. What's wrong with Gympie anyway? Yeah, totally. Hey, Ames, what's happening? Ames, are you from Gympie? Your website literally says Gympie. Smack. Damn, I thought Gympie was a song. The panda. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to chat. We're celebrating the release of Broken Lines. Sorry, I'm supposed to say this stream is brought to you by my latest single, Broken Lines. That was quick. Yeah, Broken Lines. Hook up. So, and so they play. They do tours around Latvia to 50,000 people. Like, how many gigs would that be in Latvia? I know nothing about Latvia. Like, like, how many times would you be able to play to 50,000 people? You're so good at extremely professional transitions. Yeah. Biggest cities usually some 5 to 7 gigs. Yeah, cool. Suppose that's sort of similar to Australia. Yeah. Maybe I think that Latvia is smaller than what it is. Maybe. I'm excited by finding places around the world that have the audience that would appreciate what I do that you wouldn't normally travel to. And because you wouldn't expect, an artist wouldn't normally travel there, that's why there's also a hunger for it. There's a demand for it. I know those places are out there. Am I coming to Seattle? Yeah, I'd love to. America would be part of a bigger strategy that we're going to work out because of how expensive it is. I wouldn't trust a musician that was good at stream. Yeah? Where are you from, Panda? Definitely smaller than Australia? Okay. About half the landmass of Germany, right? Okay. I will go to the Brizzy show and might fly down to Melbourne and get a crew together. Yes! That's amazing. That means you'll be coming to 2 shows. Awesome. Latvia is tiny though, not even 2 million people. Yeah, yeah. New Zealand. Okay. We'll definitely be traveling to New Zealand early next year after the gigs that we did with Kaleo in Auckland a couple weeks ago. Holy shit. So good. Pimping me out. Pimp away, cat. Pimp away. Pickled Showgirl. 31 months. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. I'm going to have a bit of a jam. And then, we'll talk a bit about Broken Lines. I'll run you through the process, talk about the sentiment. Because Broken Lines is about travel adventures and all the good that comes from being on the road. I want to share some experiences and just how the tour experience has evolved over the years. We've got a few peeps from my community that have written a little bit about their experiences touring as well. If you've got your own travel stories or whatever, please feel free to share them. I'd love to, over the course of a few weeks, I'd love to read them out on stream. Link in chat. And because so many like highs and lows that come from the travel experience. That's I suppose it's quite unique to travel as well. There's a lot of things you wouldn't really experience in everyday life. So I'll share my story about my night with a pelican. Please do type it into Discord. I'll read it out. Please do. All right. I'm going to read out what's been sent to me towards the end of the stream. So I'm actually so excited. I'm excited to meet you. Yeah. Panda, I struggle if I have to sleep inland away from the ocean. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely talk about the struggles of travel as well. That's going to be mad, Kat. I was on a radio station today. Did you have anything to do with that spin? I saw that. I saw that. I shared that on my Insta. I know you were very busy, but just curious if you have had a chance to play. I haven't. Yeah, super, super keen, but I haven't. No, I'm just in this mad rush to try and get the album finished by next Tuesday. And then I think I'll be in a world of exploring different sounds and everything, particularly for designing the upcoming shows. And then you better start practicing that note from Castles. No, you can sing it for me. Go build your castles in the... Over to you. All right. Make sure I'm yeah, do it. Feel like, okay. We do need a new Smack Jam, don't we? Thought I could get away with not tuning it. Almost. Hasn't been tuned since New Zealand. So if it sounds bad, I can blame the alcohol. Yes. Maybe I should do the same thing, hey? Hey, Nee, what's happening? Yeah, we're celebrating the release of my latest single. Appreciate you chiming in. Have a listen to it. He lights up from limousines and chaperones, heart shut, starry-eyed for the front row. Last on teary-eyed as she remembers how it used to be. Choked up, musters up their courage to say, I water my acorns with dirt on my hand, wind in my eyes. Go build your castle in the sky. School's out, the summer calls, selling tickets at the roller door. Drum skins on oil stains, the neighborhood measure of their fame. Fresh faced, grass green, but green kept them playing like they were living the dream. Sweat dripping, moving earth, great balls of fire, now everybody hurts. I water my acorns with dirt on my hand, wind in my eyes. Go build your castle in the sky. Go build your castle in the sky. No pill can numb this pain, no cold sweat, a sudden shame. Wide awake, alone in bed, a broken voice echoes around his head. I water my acorns with dirt on my hand, wind in my eyes. Go build your castle in the sky. Go build your castle in the sky. Go build your castle in the... Sing it, cat! Woo! castles in the sky. Sato! Stabby! How you doing? What's happening? How was your day? How's your Friday? Happy Friday. Hey, Rage, what's happening? Thank you. Yeah, I normally play that with a backing track, but just felt inspired to play it just solo. But forgot to send you for... That's okay. Hopefully, I'm sure it'll be sweet. I followed, but you were playing and didn't notice. Did you? I don't have followers enabled because it just goes bang, bang, bang. But thank you for following. Thank you very much. Wherever you're chiming in from, hope you're hope you're having a good day. How do you feel about being seen? Really? Impossible. I feel awkward now. I wouldn't know. What the fuck do I say to that? If you haven't listened to my latest single, Broken Lines, crank it. Let me know what you think. It's got good road trip vibes. I'm waiting for the fucking backhanded compliment thing. I don't know, 30. I don't know. 4 hours later and my new pedal board is wired up. Nice. So go. Sayukoa. Possibly. Yep. Link in chat. Right. Let me just get my markers. I feel violated. Is it compliments for Nathan time? No. Terabase. I'm a bit of a sex symbol myself, actually. Specifically a question mark. What's your favorite riff? Oh, I don't have one. But the one that comes to mind because you say riff is this, if you know it. Hang on. Do you know that one? Bit of Akadaka. Such a great riff. Right, so Broken Lines is out. Let's talk about it. So if you haven't heard it yet, crank it. I'll play a little ad for it, and then I want to run you through the process of Broken Lines. These broken lines, it's where I go. It's where I go. Sorry, was that loud? My bad. Yeah, I can play Rising Sun for you. Sandpaper, welcome to chat. You, where are you chiming in from? How did you find this stream? Really? Is that loud? I think maybe because this is not so loud, and then that's like I'll make sure I'll turn it down. Okay, anyway, can you wish my cat Wormy a happy birthday, Wormy? Yeah. Keithers. Right. Fuck you guys, man. You're on fire today. All right, so Broken Lines. I'd already started recording the album when I began to write Broken Lines, because I felt like there was a musical hole in the album where I had ballads and I had a few sort of higher energy tracks, but I didn't really have anything that was kind of in the middle, like a bit of a bop. And I was listening to a lot of Dire Straits, and I remember, coming across Southbound Again. I don't know if you know that song. And Southbound Again, this one. Yeah? I mean, it's not super high energy, it's cruise, it's got road trip vibes, right? And I'm like, I want my version of that. Like, I don't want to rip it off, but what's my version of that? That's what we need for this album. And I came up with this riff, which is in a different key now, which was... just bombing around the house and put it in my Evernote, and came back to it a little bit later when I had an idea, a sentiment that I wanted to write about. At the time, I knew that when this album came out, that I would have to face my fears of being on the road again. And backstory, just super sum up, is that because of all the challenges that I went through mentally, I lost my like a lot of the joys that I would feel on the road became suffocated by fear and anxiety, and the idea of traveling and getting up on stage became terrifying. Even with all the years of performing around the world, I'd hit this space where I just didn't trust my body, I didn't trust my mind, I didn't trust anything enough to be able to get up on stage. Get up on stage, let alone be away from home for a longer period of time. But the process of getting back into it has shown me a lot about myself. I've had strategies to deal with that anxiety, and bit by bit the clouds are just sort of parting, and I'm starting to feel these joys. And every tour that I went on since that sort of phase of growth, I'd come back feeling like my world had expanded, right? That I'd achieved so much both externally and internally. But the problem was the gaps in between the tours. I'd forget how much ass I kicked on the road, how many psychological challenges I was able to overcome, and all I could remember was the bad. Just those series of traumatic memories, being stuck on the road, out of my body, having panic attacks. And then, so it was really difficult for me to actually look towards traveling and touring in a positive way. There'd just be this deep down belief that I'm like, it'll work out, but I couldn't feel it in me. Like I couldn't feel any excitement to tour. So when people in my like audience members or people on my team, when shows are booked, they'd say to me, you must be so excited. And I'm like, yeah, but inside I'm like, I'm fucking not. I'm fucking dreading it. and I just put one foot in front of the other, apply what I'd learned, kick some more ass. My world would open up again, come back home, feeling expansive and free. And then the break between tours once again would put me back to dreading it all over again, like I was, sitting on square one. So fast forward to when I was writing Broken Lines. I wanted to write a song for myself that would remind me of all the good that comes from the travel and touring experience. And then the words just started to flow. I took myself out of it by writing in a character. He's a dude who works through his troubles by going out on the road on his bike, and it's, I suppose it's a real travel adventure song. And so I essentially wrote it for myself as a reminder, and I finished it, and I went, fuck, this solves that challenge of musical challenge that I had in terms of the repertoire of the album, but also serves as a little bit of a reminder to me of all the good that happens on the road and on tour. And that's Broken Lines. Yeah. I'm just reading chat. Getting comfortable to become uncomfortable. Getting uncomfortable to become uncomfortable. To become comfortable. Yes. Yeah. Right. Might be time to go skydiving. Hey, that's on my bucket list for sure. Very good work, chat. Look at that switch from quipping to listener mode. Well done. Yeah, I noticed that. All of a sudden it stopped. I was like, did I just bore everyone and they fucked off? Or, but nah, I think you're paying attention. There we go, guys. Someone who's been playing guitar longer than I've been alive still gets stage fright. Hell yeah. I mean, I think it was Steve Tyler that said if you don't get nervous before you go on stage, you've lost your passion for it. But there's a fine line between being nervous before you go on stage and flipping your lid, So we have a saying where I'm from: behind the clouds in the sky is always blue. It's not always easy to see when you're in the thick of it, though. I guess that's the purpose of such proverbs in the first place. Yeah. I mean, if I was to go back to the earlier days of like taking those first wobbly steps back onto the stage, my compass wasn't desire. Like I couldn't feel desire. Like I'm, like you said, like I'm in a storm. I can't fucking see the blue clouds. But I suppose what kept me moving forward was the intellectual understanding of that concept, that maybe it's all of this shit, all of this mud and dirt and crap from the past and everything that's actually suffocating the joys for playing music. And the only way for me to truly see what's underneath all that is to move through it, is to deal with it, and not just sit around and wait for, that moment where I'm like, yeah, I feel like playing on stage. I just knew it wasn't going to happen, because I'd also approached other areas in life like that. Like I became socially really uncomfortable as well, but I've always been a social person. So I had to just trust that love for being social and out and about and all that was still there. It was just covered in shit, and I had to just deal with the shit to see whether I truly still like being social. So that was the process of getting back out there on stage, was just developing confidence in my capacity to carry out a gig, not to actually achieve those joyous feelings. Because if the goal was to get up on stage and feel joy, I would have fallen short and then seen it as a failure. That first step was about just proving to myself that I can get through it. And bit by bit, then these like little, shimmers would pop in of joy where I'm like, wow, fuck, I like that part. That was good. That was a good moment. And then the moments became larger and larger and larger until now. Now, when I look at this tour, all right, let me show you. Now, like, I want to show you something. Where are we? Look at that. That's my tour poster. That's not including the 15, 16 shows that I've done already. And I remember when even having one show was the biggest fucking thing in the world for me. And then the idea, and I kept thinking to myself, I kept jumping ahead and going, yeah, once I do this show, then it'll be another one, and then it'll be 3 gigs, and then it'll be like, I was trying to, the confidence that I had at that point was, I kept trying to match it to being able to do a tour like this, which back then was unrealistic. It's like, it's just breaking it up in chunks, just taking, 1 gig at a time. And if you gave me that list back then, holy fuck, I wouldn't be sleeping. Nothing. I'd be having panic attacks every day. Now when I look at that list, I am fucking pumped. Like, honestly, there's nothing, I look at this and I'm the predominant feeling now is excitement. Just is. It's excitement. I get to do what I love. I get to do what I love over and over again. I get to meet a lot of you guys in person, and there's nerves there and there are doubts. That's fine, right? That's normal. But the main feeling that I have right now is excitement. And when those doubts pop up, it's like I don't have to get into it with myself anymore. It's just like, all right. Well, if that happens, I'll fucking work it out like I have in the past. I'll work it out. I'll deal with it then if it happens. And then I come back to the moment. So it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. And I reckon, like, particularly in Western Australia, like, I had to revisit places that were the source of some of those traumatic memories that kept me off the stage for so long. I remember there's a town just outside of Bridgetown called was it called Green Bushes? Maybe. I remember that. That was terrible. Bridgetown, terrible. Just those were the memories that kept me off the stage for so long. And so doing that tour again this year, and I had to stop. I had to stop on the side of the road and go, wow, this, like, man, I remember shaking over there, just dreading. I remember getting on the phone to Amy going, I can't fucking do this. And I'm there feeling strong, confident, zen, connected, grounded, a completely different person. It's just a reminder of impermanence, that just because you're a certain way now doesn't mean you're going to be like that, in a week's time or whatever, or even in a couple minutes time. Like, things change, especially if you start making some different decisions and you learn. So, yeah, it's a good feeling. And I'm very blessed to have an amazing team around me as well. Smack, Will, you guys are in chat, Kenny, Tom, my family, and my label, ABC. Like, I'm surrounded by just like killer business people, but good people, So, yeah, it's good. It's a good feeling. I revisited an old home where I experienced a lot of trauma, but as a more healed adult, and it was bizarre, but it makes you realize how far you've come. It does. And it's a good reminder. It's good to actually stop and take in that moment, because you use it when, you've hit another snag, and you do. Like, there's challenges all through life, and then you can at least just go, all right, no, that's okay. Like, this moment right now, I will work through it just like I've worked through the other stuff in the past. And that's all the more reason why you got to work through things and not avoid them and run away from them, because you can't then get that confidence and within yourself to face, problems beyond. feels like a lifelong journey. Yeah, good call. And sometimes it takes time, and other times it's just can be like, a realization and an experience to go with it, and you're changed and you're healed. Hey, Maintain the Sage. Thank you for gifting Clear music. It's actually the 60s trem. I had demons sleeping in my bed. They woke up and filled my head. I came tumbling down and I couldn't see the magic that was you and me. And if I had it all again, I wouldn't take it for granted. We had fireworks and white flames, felt so good I went insane. When the heat burned out, I fell from the sky. Oh, and I didn't know that we could die. If I could do it all again, I wouldn't take it for granted. And if I ever love again, I wouldn't take it for granted. That's Demons. Or as I remember at the Kaleo when you played this and I was singing and some random looked over like, you actually know this guy's songs? That's funny. Yeah, that's the first song. That's where it all started as far as like getting back out there onto the stage again. And that song was written when I didn't even think I'd ever return to stage. Thanks. I'm going to get some water. We'll talk some more Broken Lines. I want to talk a little bit about the production. And then, since the song is about travel and touring, I probably want to share what broken lines meant to me during different parts of my life, like seeing broken lines, like on the road. And hey, Mark, congrats on the new release, Nathan. Going to listen to it properly in the car in a bit, knowing the challenges you've had with touring and sharing how you overcome it has been very helpful and inspiring for me. Well done. Hey, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Always good to see you in chat as well. Yeah, crank it. Crank the song. It's perfect for a car. Yeah. Right. Recap. I'll be back. Let's go. Yeah. Let's actually go through some of the tour recaps. Let's go Queensland. This was Queensland. I mean, how good is that? We're staying here 3 nights. Fucking yes. Yamundi, sold out, was so cool. During the emotive parts, you could hear a pin drop in the room. I'm walking to this beautiful sunrise, and I think to myself, I didn't even see that there. I was just so lost in my own world. When it was time to get up, they were up like that and dancing away, and it was just so good to see people dancing and letting go. And then we had Alice Fionn, the co-writer of Demons, join us to play Demons, and she fit in perfectly. This is just stunning. I'm blown away. I'm just gonna riff for a while. And then Brisbane, what a room. The West Room is a sick venue. Great stage, great production, good sound guy, and it was another killer crowd. Burley Heads, love playing Mo's Desert Clubhouse, and that was the gig that Jackson Dunn teamed up with me.
Bam!
Oh, what?
Yeah!
What?
Can of sliced pineapple straight to spaghetti bolognese. And I just went, I was
Did
like,
you walk out?
Jason kills it on this pink foamy. Yeah.
How nice is this guy?
Yeah, he's back. He's back. This is Jason with the pink board before.
Make me like one of the French girls. Like Kate Winslet.
That's so funny. It looks like he's getting ready for it, doesn't it? I just stop it.
I don't understand people who put potato on pizza.
Never heard of that.
No?
No.
Do you? Potato on pizza is weird. It's already got a base.
Yeah.
It's already, you don't need, now's the time for maybe some protein or some veggies and stuff. Don't fucking put potato on top of it.
Yeah, good times, Queensland. Looking forward to getting back up there. We'll be up there in September. So, Jackson, what a legend. Yeah. And we had the best, we had the best surf the next morning. So good. And we just we were on quite a high because we just came from Tasmania. We did 3 gigs in Tasmania, and we were partnered with a platform called Journeymaker. Journeymaker, which is an experience-orientated, experience-focused accommodation platform, and that's still kind of in the making. And so they had us doing so much stuff around Tasmania, and it was a real test of my capacity, even just in terms of energy, because I was always really as much as what I was touring and feeling more comfortable on tour, I was still very guarded with how I spent my time and not coming out of chronic fatigue. I didn't want to expel too much energy and flip myself into getting it again. But I knew I was being too conservative and not feeling just free to just be, And so Tasmania was a perfect challenge because it was all right, you're not going to be doing nothing all day, the day of a gig. You can be up at 6 a.m. You can be driving 2 hours to get to the floating sauna. You go floating sauna and then jump into the freezing cold river in Tasmania. And then we've got fine dining here. And then you're going to get a massage or, whatever. And there was this stuff like all day. And then the gig. And then you'd finish at 1 o'clock in the morning and then wake up at 6:30, drive again and do all these other activities, go for a surf and rock climb and it showed me how much of my how much energy you get from being present and just doing things like that, like instead of just lying around and anxiously worrying about your gig. So then we brought that high up to Queensland. And, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. And one of them was, getting up instead of trying to sleep in to get, some good hours sleep or whatever before driving. I'm like, you know what? Let's get up a couple hours earlier and go for a mad surf. And, man, that gave me so much energy for the drive home. Yeah. All the time. Clea, I struggle with this kind of thing all the time with live shows and saving energy. This is so helpful. Okay. Yeah, I reckon it's what I've learned is also it's really important to identify your energy leaks, right? And being able to identify, like, rather than just trying to do things to save your energy, is like work out where are you wasting energy? Like a lot of the time, like for me, what I established is a lot of the time I'm actually burning energy by doing nothing and worrying, not being at peace, not being present, all that stuff. It's like that's just wasting energy. So when you're truly present, when you have mastered your thoughts the best that you can, when you're not getting swept up in bullshit stories from the past or anticipating the future, when you are with good people, when you're going for a swim, anything to do with the land, going for a swim, going for a walk, sightseeing, whatever, all those things give you energy and you're also not leaking energy as well. Like Western Australia was a prime example of how much we did during the day. I mean, driving, one of the legs, we had to drive 10 hours and then play a show at the end of it. But the old me wouldn't have been able to do that because I would have burnt so much energy on the tour bus. But in the tour bus, I used that as time to just let go, time to just look at a view, time to rest the mind, and also just get onto land. And even though I was tired at the end of it, because it's okay to be tired, I was at peace and I was grounded, and we did the gig and it was great, So tiredness, separating even just like tiredness from emotional turbulence. You can be tired and be just like, I'm a fucking zombie. Yeah, you want me to do that? I'll fucking do that. All right, let's go. Let's play a song. Yeah, fuck, I'm tired. You can be that, or you can be, oh, fuck, I'm so fucking tired. Oh, no. You know what I mean? Oh, man, what if I forget this and what if I forget that? And you're just like tense and tired and wide. Be like, fuck, I'm tired, and laugh about it and lighten up your energy, work on your energy, your emotions, That was the first option. Like when in WA it was, right? It was just like, I'm good, but I'm just fucking exhausted. Be a happy zombie. Be almost like you're a bit stoned, like you just, just go, you roll with it. Here's the thing. The energy leaks when you're resisting what is. If you can just lean in and go with it. I mean, it's even the same with like excitable emotions and stuff like that. If you try to resist against those excitable emotions, then that's a problem. When you roll with those excitable emotions, then it becomes fun and then it becomes a ride. Terentius, we were just talking about you earlier. Because I always use you and Furious Jojo as an example of the first people I ever met in person that have been on Twitch. Hey, Little Wing, what's happening? Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. New single, guys. That's what this stream is about. Link in chat. I've been resisting excitement for years. Oh, God. We need to have a chat. Audio message me on Instagram. I get it. Exactly that. I had worked out that even though I'd proven that I could tour again and get up on stage, I was like, why don't I feel free? And I realized that I had molded anxiety and excitement together because they're very similar sensations, but the mind is facing in different directions, and your response to it creates the different emotion, right? You feel sensation, and then if you go with it with this like, woo, this is gonna be fucking awesome, then it's excitement. You feel sensation and you're like, oh, there's those fucking feelings again. I'm feeling anxious or whatever. And you're trying to like outrun it and resist it. Then that's anxiety. And then I remember having this moment where I was like, okay, why am I trying to stay calm all the time? Like getting on a plane, you're going somewhere, you're on a plane, you're up in the fucking air. You're not like, it's exciting. Right? You're not going to feel the same way as when you're on the couch. Going to a different destination, getting up on stage, playing in front of people, meeting new people, all exciting things. You're not going to feel how you feel when you're sitting on the couch. And that's when I was like, yeah. Well, I mean, even if I was confident in myself and everything was fine, I would feel different, wouldn't I? So then I was like, yeah, I'm resisting this shit. I'm resisting the natural like emotions and sensations that come with touring and performing. So then this West Australia tour, it was about reacquainting myself with adrenaline, reacquainting myself and getting to know all those sensations. I start by just going, these are just sensations. Now it's up to me in my mind as to how I handle them and process them, and be curious. So, and that's how I felt like I started to create new experiences, going, whoa, that was fucking fun. And and the more you do that, you got new experiences to draw on, and then you'll look towards the future playing gigs and doing all that stuff in completely different ways and make different decisions. So I love that. I am just AJ. Excitement is an angry bee in a jar called anxiety. Let it out. Wow, that's genius. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Okay. Broken lines. Hey, Macy Williams, what's happening? How you doing? I hope you're well. We're just talking all themes related to my latest single, Broken Lines. So if any of you guys have got funny travel stories, or really, maybe even just like fucked travel stories, stupid ones, whatever, all the stuff that you just go, only this would happen on the road, or only this would happen when you travel. I would love to hear them. There they are. Discord. Yep. Link in chat. Put them there, and I'd love to read them on stream, whether it's this stream or in future streams. So yeah, super. Yeah, I love hearing about them. Has anyone tried cold showers for anxiety? Yes, absolutely. It's a quick way to get into your body and out of your head. How can you be anywhere else in a freezing cold shower? No, I feel bad. I don't want you guys to have to do things for me. I'm having a bit of a panic attack right now, so I'm contemplating jumping in the shower. Really? Did I trigger that? Did we do something? No. Yeah, just sit and be with it. You're not having and that's the other thing a psychologist said to me, when you're actually having a panic attack, you can't do anything. You're like, you're gone. You're gone. You're breathing in a paper bag or whatever. That's a panic attack. If you're feeling anxiety, even extreme anxiety, I'd realize that despite all the fucked experience I'd had, I'd actually never had a full-blown panic attack. I'd had just waves of extreme uncomfortable anxiety. All right, let's go left for a second and play a Muddy Waters track. Okay. Hang on. Oh, I can't believe that Pro Tools is doing this to me again. Let's try that again. Well, I'm going away to leave, won't be back no more. Going way down south, child, don't you wanna go? Woman, I'm troubled, I'll be worried in mind. Honey, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Well, I feel like snapping, pistol in your face. Gonna let some graveyard love be your resting place. Woman, I'm troubled, that's a new word. I'll be worried in mind. Honey, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Tell me about it. Sleep, hear the doorbell ring, looking for my baby, couldn't see not a thing. Woman, I'm troubled, I'll be worried in mind. Honey, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Well, I know my little old baby, she gonna jump and shout. That old train be leaving, Lord, I come walking out. Woman, I'm troubled, I'll be worried in mind. Honey, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Honey, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Bit of Muddy Waters. Thank you. And I am just AJ. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. I see that you're a new subscriber. So in saying that, our subscribers get access to all of the tour footage, on stage, off stage, all the raws. There's like hours and hours of footage there. And we're going to continue to add to that as we tour the country. It's a great way to also see just what happens on tour and all the different locations we get to visit and see, and the different types of audiences we play in front of. There's also all the impromptu jams that we've created on Twitch over the last couple of years that I don't make available to the, on Spotify or Apple Music. So I make them available to subscribers as well. And then if relaxation and meditation is your thing, every Wednesday mornings I do a Bodhi River session. And when I do a guided meditation, I make them available for subs as well. So a bit in there, subscriber downloads. But I do have a little bit of a goodie for you. I already sort of told this story very, very early on. But if you go to general chat, Biker Bob, this guy right here, this is the cover art, in wallpaper form. There's Biker Bob. We thought Biker Bob would be really appropriate for the cover of Broken Lines, especially given the character of Broken Lines is a guy who works through his problems on the road on a bike. And we caught this sculpture from going from Esperance to Scarborough in the middle of nowhere while we're trying to think up art designs for Broken Lines. And there was Biker Bob right there on the side of the road. That's actually his name. His name is Biker Bob, created by, somebody. We've got their details. They said we could use it on the front cover. Really sweet people as well. So it just, couldn't be any more appropriate. So that's on the front cover of the album. But go and get we've made it into a wallpaper. So in Discord, it's there now. You can download it. Hey, Kat, thank you for gifting. You're amazing. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't... No, I can't do a hype train during a Broken Lines stream. I don't know about that. Because that could possibly take me out for like fucking 20 minutes. White Feather, what's happening? JV's. But thank you. Thank you so much, Kat. Well, maybe I can. Yeah. No, I really appreciate the gifts. Thank you very much, Kat. Yep, tour tickets are on sale now for the national tour. Yeah, I think Smack will be coming to Adelaide. Tips on learning the whole fretboard. Stu, he's... Oh, my God. All right, sorry. I got to take this time. There's a rule. Basically, when the hype train goes off, I have to solo until the hype train's finished. So, right, here we go. Since we're on level 2, just a little one. Fine. You guys all right if I do a hype train? Just listen to Broken Lines live and loved you addressing not being able to... yeah, you watched that on the VOD? All right. Okay, let's kick this off. On YouTube. All right. When was that on YouTube? Hype train, as long as that thing's going, I'll continue to solo. I have to give you a warning though. My rig has been fucking up. Yeah, I know. Whoops. I'm gonna let that hang for a bit before I start another one. Shit. I thought we were done. All right. 2, 1, 2. Damn you guys. mate. Actually, that was the most un-Aussie mate I've ever done. Yeah, mate. We're on level 3. Let's go somewhere else. Burning through it. Ha. 90 seconds and we're done. Works. 30 seconds. Ron, what are we now? Level 4. guys. Seconds. Ah, shit. All right. What's this? Level 4? Damn. All right. The original Man on Fire. The Hype Train one. That made me look into the camera. Thank you, Slacky Chan. Seconds. Yeah. Tickets are on sale now, definitely. Seconds. Oh yeah, we're coming home. 30 seconds. Shit. No! Man. Fuck. I gotta keep playing. Kananara. Yeah. Why? What's wrong with Kananara? All right. Okay. Fucking hell. Where are we? Okay. Up the road from where? All right, chat. Let's get emotes going. Give us some biker bobs. Level 6. Hit me. Spam me. Oh, we were just there, smiling. 3 weeks in WA. Too slow, chat, too slow. Hey, come on. Is that all you can do? Troll me, I don't give a fuck. Nah. Keep it going, what is this? Hey, now we're getting somewhere. You got 2 minutes. Keep it going. Oh, you're tired. Do you need a little nap? Fuck yeah, Pro Tools. I'm all exposed. No. Where are we? Hang on. No. Almost done. 30 seconds. that'll teach you to flirt with the clock. Holy shit balls. Hey, guys. Damn. Where are we? Pick a showgirl. Maintain the sage. Stu. I am just AJ. Cat. Clear music. Madam. Stu. Sam. Wamhoo. Fly Guy. Smack. Maintain the sage. Dan. Hey, buddy. Stu and Vidi7. Oh, Vidi7 with the 20 gifted subs. Where did you come from? Damn, you just missed out of the hype train. Fuck. Honestly, guys, thank you so much for the support. And thank you for being here to support the release of Broken Lines and for sharing it and getting behind it. I'm really, really feeling the love. But yeah, Vidi, where'd you come from? Thank you so much. Yeah, absolute legends. Twitch took too long to process. It happens. And there's some sort of weird thing going on with the clock as well. I feel like it turns off before it gets to the 1 second. But yeah, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Whereabouts are you from? Where are you chiming in from? Broken Lines. That's the link in chat. Give it a spin if you like it. Best way you can support an artist is just drop it on your socials. Share it. Tell your friends. If everybody who liked the song did that, you would save every artist so much money in marketing. First night out of me after an injury. Are you feeling all right? You feeling better? Zazie, also known as shrooming, nice dance moves. What if I don't have any friends? You got friends in chat. I'm your friend. Yeah. All right. So let me just take a moment to get some water. I'm gonna play you. And since Broken Lines is about touring, not just about touring, but just traveling, learning about yourself on the road, working through your troubles out on the road. Hey Michelle, thank you very much. Thank you. It's all travel and tour themed today. So let me run a quick recap. Is the Broken Lines link working? Yeah, it should be. Why is it not? Yep, it's there. Thank you. Thank you for spreading the word. All right. Here is a little something of with me playing with Frenzal Rhomb. So a mate of mine is shooting Spring Loaded and suggests that I reach out to Frenzal Rhomb to get up on stage with it. I'm like, I'm not going to invite myself to someone else's house. It's rude. I don't want them to feel obligated. And then I thought, well, they've had me up before. I text the doctor. If you can't get Tommy Emmanuel as a guest, I'm happy to be your plan B. He's keen. We're on. Side of stage. I got like a gig's worth of nervous energy for what I know is only going to be like 5 minutes. I'm introed after Bucket Bong. And then we play. I look around and it's like, this is random. I'm playing the Eagles with Frenzal Rhomb at Spring Loaded. And we go on to Never Had So Much Fun. There's like 3,000 people shouting the first verse. And then I think, like, I normally play riffs at 1/10 of the speed of this. So I'm just hoping that when they kick in, it's going to be no faster than recording. Oh man, the adrenaline was insane and I had no fucking idea where the one beat was. It's just like this echoey punk soup. I latch onto Linz, I'm following him, we get there, we smash out this mad harmonized Thin Lizzy type solo, and it's like I'm playing with a band that I've loved since high school to a crowd that in high school I thought hated my guts. What a trip, and I could not wipe the smile off my face. Hugs all around. Frenzal, thanks so much for having me, and smash it overseas recording the new album. Can't wait to hear it. All right, I know what it is. I know why all of my clips are loud is because I'm soft. So if everybody wants to turn down their speakers a little bit or their earphones, because I've cranked me up. So now this should be pretty much on par, because I was down quite low before. Yeah. You licked the doctor's face once? Really? Yeah, the clips are going to be a little bit louder, but it should be pretty much on par now. Yeah. God, you guys are picky tonight. You're a little bit out of sync. You sound a little bit trebly. You sound a little bit too good. The clips are a little bit loud. Welcome to the live experience, where things are just maybe a little too human for you, huh? Too many AI streams. I can't hear you and you're out of sync. The live version is from Auckland and posted by Sarah. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fun. Yeah, it was such a great gig supporting Kaleo in Auckland. So good. Yeah. You missed an E7 in that solo 10 minutes ago. I'm not happy. Yes. There you go. Now bring the... All right. Let's break it up a little bit. I'm going to read, again, Broken Lines, being about travel and touring. A reminder of all the good that can come from being outside of your comfort zones, traveling. I'm going to read a couple questions that have been answered. The first one I'm going to read is from Will. All right. Damn, I just realized I'm not really a good reader. Okay, here we go. Rattle off a few examples of... No. Hang on, how can I make this bigger? Oh, Robert. Okay. Fuck off. Sorry. Why can't you just go away? Hide. Okay. Sorry. Just having a bit of a moment with my computer. Okay. So first question is, rattle off a few examples of things that only happen on the road. You guys. Okay. All right, this is from Will. Only on tour are you surrounded by the same group of people every day that have to become your family for the duration of the tour for the experience to be special. Luckily, the NC tour group, that's me. Tour group is an amazing group of people and every day is a great day. Really? Is it? From enclosed spaces, long drives in vans, days on end, through to the time on stage, your tour pals literally do become family by the end, with experiences that are unmatched and never replicated in everyday life. Only on the road do you get to meet new faces every day in communities that are often so vastly different from one another. Every town is a story. Through connection in music and hanging out with the community, these people create memories, some of which can't be shared publicly. Ooh, naughty Will. Now, why did I just assume that he's being naughty and that it's not them being naughty? It was always a sunshine and rainbows. Nah. Only on the road will Kenny and Tom drunk call Nathan at 2 a.m. requesting a taxi the day, hours before a flight. Ooh, don't mention the war, bro. Too soon. We're going to talk about that. Remind me after this to talk about that moment, shall we? Okay. Since Will brought it up. All right. That's the answer to the first question. The second question, what's in your top 5 highest moments on the road? Seeing the incredible country, differing landscapes, and special landmarks that we are lucky to both travel to and live near in Australia. Additionally, meeting the people that make each town so unique. Witnessing those really special shows where all the hard work in the lead up to the tour really pays off. The connection between performer and audience is so fulfilling when the show hits full stride and creates an electric feeling of joy and huge amounts of satisfaction. Sold out shows are often huge highlights, which are remembered for a long, long time. Being a part of a tour group, 10 people who spend 5K in one night on dinner. This is obviously not our tour. Who spend 5K in one night on dinner and drinks at one of the best restaurants in Sydney on the water. Luckily, didn't have to pick up the tab. So he's talking about other people's shows as well that he's been a part of. Sampling each town's best chicken palmy at the pub every night. Coming home from tour exhausted and not fully appreciating the experiences and the tour until days, months, or sometimes even years later. The memories created from touring and the road are the highest lifelong moments imaginable that last forever. So true, hey, so true. Right, so again, we're just reading some questions that were answered by my agent, Will. This runs parallel to the theme of Broken Lines, my latest single, which is essentially a road trip travel song and all the good that comes from being outside of your comfort zone on the road. What's in your top 5 lowest moments on the road? That time I was down on my knees. Nah, I'm joking. Wow, I could read anything right now. Okay. Everyone has their bad days. Seeing your friends struggle through their low days is often a sad and helpless feeling for you as well. Morale can be low. Yeah. When lack of sleep or lack of quality sleep affects the following day's adventures. Having to go to Carnarvon. I wonder if he knew that we were reading this out loud. Sorry if you're from Carnarvon. Whatever day we went there was not a good day for Carnarvon. So having to go and stay overnight in Geraldton. Wow. Yeah, so Will's not the biggest fan of Carnarvon and Geraldton. I think he's scarred from Geraldton because he's new to Western Australia and he wanted to do something for New Year's Eve and he didn't really know much about Western Australia. This is what I understand of the story. It could be wrong. And everywhere was really expensive. So he's like, you know what? There's a place called Geraldton. Why don't we drive up to Geraldton and spend New Year's Eve there? You know, Geraldton's great, but you wouldn't really spend New Year's Eve there. Doesn't scream New Year's Eve to me. So I think there's resentment towards Geraldton that it claimed a New Year's Eve for him. And I don't think he's been able to let it go. Champ, what's happening? Broken Lines. Yep, it's out. Go crank it. Let me know what you think. It's never a good day in Carnarvon. So it actually is a windy place. Like, is it? Because Tom would get out of the bus and go, I feel like it's always windy here. So maybe he was right. It's not the most exciting place for spending New Year's Eve. I used to live there. I know. Okay, cool. New Year's Eve needs to be strictly great vibes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here's the other question. Has the road changed you as a person? If so, how? It's created a unique feeling and desire, almost like a drug that cannot be fulfilled in everyday home life and is only realized when you're back on tour in a good way. The road has made me a better problem solver, to think quick in situations which are often daunting, unique, and high pressure. The road has made me a much more patient person and also improved my overall people skills, physical skills, and mental health management abilities. It's made me a better person when I'm at home for my friends and family and created a new purpose and sense of appreciation for the ones who are your anchors in life. Damn, this guy's good at answering questions, hey? Smack's done this as well. I should have read it the other way around. Oh! I feel like I get more stabby faster as years go on. Yeah, really? Years on the road. This is like a job application. Well, he's an agent. Yeah. My road trip, having bangers and mash with a schooner of old because we were surrounded by bushfires, Bitch fires. I thought bitch fires. Bushfires, couldn't leave. This place was a haven. Yeah, wow. Do you mind in between 5,000 super urgent tasks so you get what you get? Yeah. No. Don't worry, we'll play a song and I'll fuck it up before we get to yours. So it's getting on the road is like going across to the 7-Eleven. Holy shit. Will is going to have a time working around this. Okay, so here's one. So how do you feel when you return home? Every tour is different. After the NCWA tour, that's me, I returned home feeling refreshed, fulfilled with the experience and lucky to be a part of it. It's always an odd feeling when you spend 3 weeks with the same group of people each and every day in unique situations to suddenly not even be in the same state as them anymore. I find if you return home missing your friends, then the group of people you've toured with are a very special group. After a shit tour, you feel so thankful to be home. That's great. Well done, Will. Fantastic answers. Yeah, that's great. I don't know how many of you guys can relate to this, but that was really cool. It's well said. I've got Kenny here. Hang on. When we chat, ask me the questions of it. Okay. I've got an interview with the MTV in a little bit. All right. Shall we hear from Kenny? Let's get Kenny on the line. Travel stories from Kenny. I'm just trying to work out how I can... Maybe I'll call via FaceTime so then we can hear his voice through the computer. Do people still call it a computer? I feel like when I say a computer, it feels like I'm an old person. Whoa. FaceTime. How do I audio FaceTime? I just want to audio FaceTime. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right. Shall we call Kenny? Wow. It's got a full ringtone and everything. Your iPhone is not configured to allow calls using this Mac. Try again. What? That didn't work. Yeah, I read yours. They were amazing, Will. Oh, it's hanging up. Why? All right, new FaceTime. Let's try this. Hang on. Bear with me, guys. I've just got to... Okay, let's do this. All right, let's try this. FaceTime. I think he thinks that it's just audio and he's like, what? FaceTime? I'm naked. Hey, man. I can't hear you. Hang on a sec. Video. Oh, hang on. Output. Say something. Can you hear me? Fuck, this is going well. Say something. Why is this not fucking working? All right, hang on. How about now? Say something now. Oh, no, hang on. This is so shit. Now he's frozen. For fuck's sake. Try this again. Okay, this should work. Hey, I think I can hear you now. Are you there? Hello? Hello? I don't know if he's actually frozen or he's just being still. Fuck this. Let's go old school.
Oh my God, mate! Is that the first time you've used your phone?
That's so shit.
Oh my God, mate! Is that the first time? You've
No,
used your phone?
turn Twitch off in the background.
Yeah, I am. I'm turning it down now.
That reminded me of like when people call in at 104.9. Yeah, radio.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, hang on 2 seconds, guys. Can you hear Kenny? They've just asked, what did you have for breakfast?
Oh, I want to have breakfast. I don't eat breakfast.
Okay, you can hear him loud and clear. Okay, cool. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Self?
Yeah, good, man.
Yeah, cool.
Did you know I've got a song out?
Oh, really? Which one?
Broken Lines.
What's that? What's that one?
The one that you always fuck up.
Yeah, oh! Shots fired.
Shots
All right.
fired. So we're having a chat about, since Broken Lines is about being on the road,
Yeah.
traveling and everything. Everyone's sharing some stories. We've got some good ones from Will. We've got some from Mel coming up. But mate, you've definitely spent a lot of time on the road, and a lot of time on the road way before you were playing with me. And I'm sure you have a whole bunch of stories that you can and can't tell on stream.
Yeah. There's a lot I can't tell.
But I'll ask you questions. So got a few questions. All right.
Yeah, cool. Quickly though, is Broken Lines about being on the road?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Oh, okay. I thought it was the mirror getting knocked off the table.
What do you mean?
Like, Broken Lines, like the mirror gets knocked off the table.
Ah, okay.
All right. All right. Okay.
Does that fall into the category of the stories that you can't tell?
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
Whoops.
Actually, I saw a comment before I turned Twitch down. Tell us a joke. So I've got a new joke.
Okay, go.
Okay. You know do you know what a Shih Tzu is?
No.
A Shih Tzu.
Oh yeah, like a dog.
Nah, it's a zoo with no animals.
That's good. Keefer's. That's a Keefer's joke.
Yeah.
All right. So, what springs to mind if I was to say what's in your top 5 highest moments on the road? And you don't have to say necessarily one. You can say rattle off a couple or whatever.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to stick with this tour without on
Yeah.
with you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't remember a lot of the other ones. So, yeah.
Cool.
Geez, man, I reckon my top moments. Oh, it's 5. Fuck, I didn't write.
No, as in what's in your top 5. Because I feel like when you ask a question, when you say what's your highest moment, it's like, well, that's a lot of pressure. But if you just say what's 1 or 2 within your top 5, takes the pressure off.
I reckon within my top 5, obviously certain gigs, you know, like certain venues, certain crowds, for personal reasons, I suppose. A bit selfish, but they're definitely in my top 5.
Do you want to elaborate?
Just playing cool venues like we've just played. Like we just did the Metro on the Enmore and
Yeah.
New Zealand, so they're definitely, you know, top moments on tour. And in the past, same thing. You know, some gigs are great, some gigs are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So they hang with me. That's an obvious one, but
is there what contributes to it being an awesome gig for you? Like that kind of goes the difference between it was a good gig versus I'm gonna remember that one.
remembering the songs, maybe. How to play the songs. No, just when the audience is really connected, like, and you're super connected with them, and you're just there with them. It's just a room full of people, and we're doing what we do, and it just all connects and works.
Yeah.
They're the good gigs. I mean, I don't think we've really had many where that's not the case, really. But
True.
I have in the past, and it can be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about off the stage? Is there any memories that you're just like, fuck, that was cool? Any high memories off the stage?
For me, mainly off the stage, the highlight in touring is practical jokes. I fucking love just the shit that goes on. I love trying to make people laugh. I like just silly shit.
Yeah, it's like when you're maybe it's also because we both started gigging and touring at a younger age that it's like it kind of takes you back there. Like that as soon as you get into the bus, it's like I find myself in that mode, in modes that I would never be in my everyday life.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon when I get in the van, it's like a big woolly warm jumper or track pants that I've owned for years.
Or a mankini.
Or a mankini, yeah. See, I'd go to mankini just for a laugh. I love a laugh. Yeah. No, I reckon the other things are just, like, I don't know, after a gig, meeting random people, you know, like, just interesting people and hearing their stories. Like, there's just so many people out there with, like, really interesting stories, you know.
Very true.
I don't think you get that when you're sort of contained to your comfortable bubble.
Yeah.
You know, like you do when you just get fucking sick and tired of hearing your mate's stories. Like, fuck. like
That's how I feel right now.
I've heard this one before. Man, I'm like, fucking get over it, mate. Just meeting people in really strange places and just man, some of the stories people have got, like, you know, we think our lives are interesting. Some of those people have just got really fascinating lives.
Yeah. Actually, as you've said that, it reminds me of Tarumbaji Hotel.
Yeah.
Remember the chef?
Yeah.
And the chef was like an old Vietnam vet, and he taught Bon Scott how to ride a fucking horse.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
yeah.
You're not going to get that down at your local IGA or Walmart.
You're not going to get that at the hairdressers.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It's hard to pinpoint though, like those moments. But I mean, a great gig, you know, great crowd, great audience, connection, and then just those little moments after. Even sitting in a shitty kebab shop after, maybe if I've had too many beers. Actually, I don't remember those stories.
I remember them.
I vaguely remember. Apparently, there's a kebab bit still on the floor, but yeah.
There's a kebab story. I'll tell you a kebab story, chat, after Kenny got off the phone. But remind me. So you got two things to remind me, Smack. You need to remind me, or chat. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, there was something else you had to remind me to tell you, and then now the kebab story. Anyway, all right. What are your some of your lowest moments? It's a safe space, buddy. It's a safe space.
Okay, cool.
Just the two of us.
Fucking up new songs. That's low. That's a low part.
Yeah.
You know, when things are uncomfortable and things are new a little bit, and you know. I thought you said it was a safe space. It sounds like you're judging me with no comment.
No, I'm listening.
Okay, cool. That's all right.
Taking notes.
Sorry to bring up the past. I think, I reckon lowest moments. I don't know if it's a moment, like an actual. It's hard to pinpoint moments. I mean,
well, yeah, you can say also, like, just in general, what is the toughest parts of touring?
I think missing my kids is a huge one. Just being away from the family, that's a low point. And for the most part, as long as we're having fun, you know, you don't think about it too much. But there's definitely times where you just maybe laying there in the hotel room, or just when everything's quiet in the van, and just, you know, missing my kids and things like that. And I think a low point of that as well is I sort of feel guilty a lot of the time that some of the experiences we have, just say traveling and being in a van and seeing different places, seeing our country, is that like my kids don't get to see what I'm seeing. You know, I can send them a photo. I can, you know, tell them what I'm doing. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm there. I'm fucking seeing everything.
Oh, mate, the amount of times, the amount of high moments that I have, and I just go, fuck, if only the family was with me right now. Like, yeah, and I know, and then after a while, there can be a little bit of guilt in there, that you feel like you're living this without them, and I get that.
And even just, you know, seeing reactions to people laughing at my jokes and having that stuff, like I wish my family could see that and actually realise I'm funny.
Yeah,
Stuff.
I know.
I'm pretty good. Like, yeah.
It's very true. Would you say has touring? Would you say that you're a different person because of the tours you've been on, compared to, say, if you didn't if you didn't tour or travel?
Yeah, I reckon 100%. And I think that goes back to just being out of your comfortable bubble. You know, like it's so easy just to be in a certain mindset all the time, being in the routine, like just the comfortable routine. And yeah, definitely traveling. I don't know. It's a weird one because I really, really miss the fam when I'm away, you know, and I want to go home, but this is so bad. I hope the fam's not watching this. I don't think I was ever meant to be in that you know, general routine, that normal sort of thing. I think I'm a gypsy. I think I love traveling, you know. And I think it broadens the mind. Obviously, that's cliche as shit, but you know, it broadens the mind, and just seeing that stuff makes you realise. For me, it makes me realise that, you know, there's so much more going on out there, you know, apart from my little fucking bubble brain and my little all that stuff, you know, and just to see that. And I think for me, it makes me feel like, I don't know, more connected with, this is so whack, more connected with, like, the earth, that we're all on this planet. There's tons of people, there's tons of places, there's all these people going through different things, and there's people going through more exciting things than I am, and there's people going through way worse things than I'm going through, you know? And I think when I come home, it sort of makes me look at, like, me and my situation and how I feel about my struggles and whatever differently.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah,
Man, I can't agree with that more. I mean, that's why there's an author. I think he's got a book called Vagabonding, and it's basically to promote integrating long-term travel in your life as personal growth, and to stop seeing travel as what you do just for a holiday. Like, it actually should be a part of your own, you know, personal growth. That where possible, even companies need to integrate that into their policies, you know, and to be a bit more flexible to allow people to travel to grow. And it's so fucking true. Like,
definitely. I mean, when you mentioned holidays, like when you go on holidays, like just general families going on a holiday, it's all about you. It's all about you, where you're staying, what are you going to do, what activities you're going to do, how good's the accommodation, you know, all that stuff. When we go away, when we tour as musicians, I reckon that it's not about us, obviously. I reckon, for me, part of it's about us, but it's all about everything else. It's about the audiences, it's about the crowd, it's about doing the gig, it's about succeeding in what you're doing, you know, which is totally a different form of travel and experiencing those things.
Then holidays, yeah. What's and the final question is how do you feel? Huh? Oh, sorry, I thought I heard somebody else in the background there. Is that the GIMP?
Oh, it's just a few groupies we're going to hang around.
Gimpies.
No.
Um,
Oh, God.
how do you feel when you return home after a tour? Is that a complicated
That's
answer?
a fucking really complicated question. So I think, as I said, when I'm away, I'm missing the kids, missing the fam. When we're on the final leg, getting home, whatever, flight, drive, all that stuff, I'm missing them, but I can't wait to see them. And actually, I'll comment on that one.
All of a sudden, it's like,
After I say- totally. I find it really, really hard to adjust when I get home, especially if I've been away for a while. I get home, I walk in the door, the kids give me a hug, the dog humps my leg, everything's great. Mrs. ignores me again, says something.
should be the other way around.
Yeah, I know.
Mrs. humps the leg. Dog
I'd
ignores
rather
me.
the dog ignore me and the missus hump my leg. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, but it's God. But yeah, man, it doesn't take long after that to really feel uncomfortable because I really get used to being a gypsy. I think it goes back to what I said. I think I was always meant to be a bit of a gypsy. I think when I get home, my bag stays packed for about 2 weeks. I don't unpack.
Yeah.
I still live out of my suitcase
Yeah.
for a week or two.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still in that thing, and I wash my clothes, which I never do when I'm home. You know, I do a wash. You know, actually, that's one of my low points on the road is realizing, like 10 minutes before I need to get ready to leave the hotel, is I haven't done a wash, and all my undies are fucked. Everything's fucked. I've got no clean clothes. Everything's wrinkled up. My hair's bad hair days. That's a fucking low.
Every day.
Fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. You know, and sometimes I sit on stage looking down at the front row going, thank fuck you can't smell me right now.
No, your hair looks always good. We joke we've you know how some people got body dysmorphia. Kenny and I feel like we've got hair dysmorphia.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I look like Alf. I don't know if people know. Yeah, actually, it's an American thing, so everybody should know. But I feel like I look like Alf sometimes. I go out. Yeah. Or Snuffleupagus off the Sesame Street.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, you let that creep into your thoughts. Bad fucking thing. You know, it's really bad. But after I'm home for a while, I can't wait to leave again. They fucking annoy me, the whole lot of them. They're fucked. Seriously, I love them to death, but a week is about as much as I can take.
Yeah. Good answers, man. Well done.
All right. Well, hey, even though I don't know, it feels weird saying it, but congratulations on the single and a great song.
Thanks, man. Thank
Love
you.
the song. I love it.
I'm stoked that it's out. It's and Biker Bob is on the front cover.
Yeah, that's right. That's a highlight.
Yeah.
That was one highlight.
Yeah.
It was so random. It was so good.
Yeah, actually, that if you kind of sum up tour is just like so much randomness that doesn't happen in everyday life. Like there's just so much fucking randomness from the type of bartender that serves you, you know, a beer to just where you end up having a bacon and egg roll, like to Biker Bob on the side of the freeway, to driving in the middle of the fucking desert to try and find a fuel station, in a croc infested area. Like it's all random.
Yeah.
Having fucking drinks with Kaleo in Auckland at this weird fucking doof bar, having a Barney with the bouncer.
Yeah.
Random.
Totally random, but totally memorable. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing is the memories stick.
They do. Hey.
Actually, back to one of the low points just quickly is nearly running out of fuel in the middle of nowhere, driving through the desert, and Will decided that probably the best way. Actually, before we decided, we couldn't work out if there's a service station down the road or not. So Will turned off the car. It's fucking 45 degrees, sweating in the car. And we go, just turn the car back on. It doesn't run out of fuel that much. It doesn't use much fuel just idling. But the car went off. But when we headed down that road, not knowing, he drove at fucking 110 k's an hour down a sand road, like sandy, like I'd rather run out of fuel than like dig into the sand and roll the fucking van. But he had this look on his face of determination of just this like rally car driver. Like, I have to get there now.
I've never seen you vape so much in my life.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I was nervous as fuck. I was trying to be, cool and calm and collected, cool and calm. But yeah, no, it wasn't a thing. But yeah,
too funny. All right, man.
All right.
Thanks for the good vibes, mate.
Not a problem.
Well,
I'm gonna go back and sit on my boat, watch some Netflix.
Mate, that sounds like a dream. That sounds awesome.
Actually, not my boat, somebody else's. Living vicariously.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Take care. Love you, mate.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
What a champion. They were great answers. Yeah. Hope you guys heard all that. Yeah, well said. Love your new song. Was just wondering if the tour you announced was most places are 18 plus, depending on where you are. You can redo yours. You don't have to. It's up to you. I'll be reading these things over the next sort of week or so. Exy Rons, what's happening? Welcome to chat. We're celebrating the release of my latest single. Oh yeah, I'm gonna read it now. But if you're getting all funny about it, you can hear it via the link in chat. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna play an unplugged version of it now. How's that? I played with Michael Jackson? Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you, Michelle. All right, give me a quick second. Well, I'll run another tour recap since the song was about travel. All right, Nannup, here we go. And by the way, randomness is where we stayed when we were playing Nannup Festival at Donnelly River, and you'll see what randomness I'm talking about in this little recap here. All right, do you have any stories? Yes, I do. I'll remind me to tell you. I've got a few things I've got to tell you guys. All right, but for now, check this out. I'm gonna get some water, and then I'll return and play Broken Lions Unplugged, Very Exposed. Nannup Music Festival, wow, finally we did it after 3 years of trying to get here. What an awesome experience. Haven't had one like it. I mean, the accommodation alone, like they gave us a heads up about the wildlife, but honestly, did not expect so many kangaroos and emus. So they put us up in these cute little bungalows, and, you'd go out on your porch, there'd be a kangaroo there, I'd have a nap, I'd wake up, there'd be an emu at my window, I'd go to the toilet, open up the door of the outhouse, and there's a kangaroo just waiting for me. Something really grounding and settling about having all these animals around. Day one, we played the amphitheatre. I won't lie, I was not expecting to be playing in front of that many people. They were absolutely pumping, they were up the front. Damn, they were vibing, and they were paying attention as well. And you kind of get into this habit of feeling like when you're at a festival, you just got to play bangers. But I took a chance and kind of had a bit more of an intimate chat in the middle of the set with them, and it went down really well. It was a good feeling. It was great to be able to personally connect with that many people. That's when it's something you normally do in an intimate setting. We're feeling a lot more at home with the new songs compared to gig one. Holy shit, that was almost embarrassing. Day two, got up, spent some time on the Flying Foxes, had a hit of some tennis, had a beatbox session with an emu. And then we took the high from the previous night, brought it onto the stage for our second set. The crowd was just as banging. And then we spent a whole heap of time afterwards just enjoying the festival, having some drinks, smashing some donuts. Yeah, a complete contrast to how we were feeling after day one, and has definitely sparked us up for the rest of the run. And to Nannup Music Festival, thank you so much for having us. We felt the love. I mean, you guys have got something really special here. It's definitely a reflection of, you know, the space in which you've put this on, and what you guys do behind the scenes. So it's an absolute privilege to be a part of it. Let's go. Oh, it's another one. Honestly, nothing like it. Sorry, just doing a little sound check. Yeah, you've, oh, damn. Hang on, I'm just gonna write this. Gotta write another story. I got another story that just came to mind. I don't know what you're talking about when it came to... Hey, Exirons, thank you for following. Yeah, really appreciate it. And to all of those who are watching from the homepage, jump in, let me know. Yeah, let me know where you're chiming in from. And yeah, crank my latest single. The link is in chat. It's called Broken Lines. Really happy to be sharing this moment with you, and particularly because I recorded Broken Lines on stream, like the whole album. So, all right, I'm gonna just play a live stripped back version of it with a little drum machine. See how we go. Two rolling wheels. Okay. Two rolling wheels in the wind on my face, it's calling. Wide open road to send me out of space, it's calling. No, I know what I'm supposed to do. Nothing gets me through like these broken lines. Moving mountains, freezing time. These broken lines, it's where I go to clear my mind. I read your chat and you fucked me. Shadow show me how to be a better man. Show it. Nothing holds me like a stranger in the night. Yeah. And yeah, I know the stranger isn't you. Nothing gets me through like these broken lines. More mountains, freezing time. These broken lines, it's where I go to clear my mind. Please tell me about them battle scars. Tell me. Ocean beauty, how do you stay so calm? How? Howling dogs may keep me up at night, but nothing gets me right like these broken lines. More mountains freezing time. These broken lines. It's where I go. It's where I go. Broken Lines, my latest single, in its rawest form it's ever been played. Hey Nath, guess what? What, Kat? Thank you, DT. Yeah, if you guys, there's lots of newbies in chat. If you want to know a bit about me, ABC did a short documentary on me recently. So, yeah, go and check it out. Probably a few trigger warnings. It's pretty, gets a bit deep. And, hey, you brought 5 tickets to the Brizzy show. Nice. So cool to be seeing people buying early. It's a really good feeling. Really good feeling, because as an artist, you can fully look forward to it, knowing that you're not gonna end up in debt, and you roughly know what type of experience you're walking into. So, yeah, that's Broken Lines. Strip Back. Yeah. Well, I live in Sydney, so Sydney tickets are on sale. Yeah, pretty much the whole country. We've already done Western Australia. Link in chat. Tickets are going, so jump on it if you're keen. Yeah, would love to see you there. I get especially excited seeing people from Twitch. Yeah, rock up to the gigs. It's so cool. So if you do come, make sure you hit me up and just say that you watch me on Twitch. Bought 2 tickets for Melbourne Belgrave to sweet Little Wing. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they predicting rain. God, that was just crazy, wasn't it? Yeah. You might go to one too, Smack. We're playing at the Lady Hampshire. Yeah. Drive to Canberra. That the Sydney people drive to Canberra. That's the gig here too. Yes, playing Canberra as well. Or someday I'll be in America for sure. Song sounds great. I love the stripped down versions. They have their own... Yeah. I'm glad that you're not comparing them like some people do. We've booked a weekend for our last Vic's show. Just the wife and I. Date night. Hopefully I can make it good for you. See how you're feeling? Yeah. All right. Let's go back to talks about the road. So we've got some more. Now, if you've got your own stories about being on the road or traveling, it doesn't have to be about music. Be sure to share them so I can read them on future streams. Link in chat there and in the Discord. I don't at the moment. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. You'd have to ask my agent. So his details are on my website. But we don't book bands. We just book solo artists, just because our our act is quite stripped back in itself. We're very electric, but we don't have drums and bass and all that type of stuff. So yeah, type it in Discord. I hit like 50 birds driving to Melbourne. Oh, what? How? I saw yesterday that a tour date show that sold out. Nah, not mine. I don't think so. I'd be surprised if so. I love Tame Impala. I'm, very much inspired by Kev Parker's work. Yeah, for sure. All right. Mel. This comes from Mel, all right? More road trip stories. Smack doesn't like Tame Impala. That's so rude. In one hit, they were all together, went to fly out of the way, then turned and flew back into my car. Idiot birds. Oh, no. I'd feel terrible. But yeah, idiots. Why did they do that for? Wow. All right. So to some... just for context to the newbies, Broken Lines was written as a reminder to myself of all the good that comes from getting out of the comfort zone, going on the road, traveling and touring. So we're just asking a few questions to people who have their own travel stories and their own relationship with the road in itself. So here is Mel's answers. Rattle off a few examples of things that only happen on the road. Could be a situation, be it running out of fuel, flat tire in the desert, D&Ms, unlikely people, etc. As a touring virgin, hang on. Let me... Mel, only you would start off an answer like that. Smack. This is Smack, by the way. Okay, as a touring virgin... so you've never been on tour before. So we brought Smack on the road to do to film. And I didn't realise... Yeah, I suppose this is a proper tour. Yeah, like you'd been on a run before, but not a proper tour. Yeah, okay. As a touring virgin prior to this trip, it's hard to know what only ever happens on tour, but I'd suspect definitely the running out of fuel in the middle of the fucking nowhere with no clue on where we are, where we're going, and no mobile coverage. So good. Interesting chats with random strangers and overly friendly lighting guys. Yeah. It's so true. Yeah, that lighting guy. Was that the lighting guy that was just like in a dick measuring contest about your cameras? Not a virgin after first to a Delphic. Yeah. Could you tell us how it was? Some of your first tours, hard times, lots of fun. Yeah, I'm going to get to my answers. I'll talk about myself after this. We've got a few answers here, and then I'd love to share some of the just how my relationship with the road has evolved with time. Okay. What's in your top 5 highest moments on the road? Watching you guys kill it every step of the way, each gig, each adventure, just the best to watch. The amazing camaraderie between everyone, the dynamics of everyone combined just worked perfectly. All the laughs, so many laughs, the banter, the shenanigans, the surprising amount of love and thanks I received from people at the gigs. That surprised me a lot. Just the total honor of being able to be there and be a part of it all, capturing everything, the good, the bad, the Kenny. Good answer. That's nice. What's in your top 5 lowest moments on the road? Not being able to get as much editing done as I would have expected to. My little moment after a personal issue got the better of me, and I had no way and nowhere to express it except to self-implode. That's tough. Food. The struggle to find and eat good, proper food. Sleep. I grossly undervalued sleep and the need for more than 3 hours of broken sleep. Yeah, that's the next song. Not Broken Lines, Broken Sleep. Has the road changed you as a person? If so, how? Not sure if it's changed me as such. I have a huge new respect for my partner for holding the fort while I'm away. I have so many amazing memories, and I think everyone's bonds are stronger after it. We were a little weird family for a few weeks, and good and bad. We stuck it out together. I do kind of miss it though. It's nice. That's cool. How do you feel when you return home? fucking wrecked. But on a total high, a real buzz combined with utter exhaustion. Strange combination. It's a weird adjustment period for a week or so. You've lived this other strange little but amazing life, and life back home hasn't changed. So it takes a bit of adjusting to get back to it. It's been a big learning curve for my whole family, but one that's been embraced and works brilliantly. They now know to leave me the fuck alone for a week when I get back. That's great. Yeah, great answers, Mel. Great answers. Yeah, well, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the road. I can't wait to spend more time with you for the rest of this year's worth of gigs. It was a real match. Like the compatibility between all of us. It was really, really special. You can never really know how everyone's going to get along when you're literally living together, you know. And this really worked. So it's good. Well done. All right, and before I get to mine, Tom. We've got Tom. Okay, we should revisit this at the end of the year. Yeah, true. That's true. Hey, Nate, can you do Baby Blue from Breaking Bad? Oh, Baby Blue. I don't really do requests. I mainly play originals with the occasional cover. Yeah, sorry about that. Breaking Bad. Fuck, Breaking Bad. What a series. Yeah. Who was that in the background? Who was it? What in the background? The chemistry between everyone is awesome. Tom's become one of my great mates. Yeah, it was great to see that. You guys just grow close over time. Yeah, it's good. Right, Tom, what's in your top 5 highest moments on the road? Playing to sold out theatres in Sydney and Auckland. Hanging with my mates, Will. Well, he mentions you first. We're answering questions, so I'm rattling off Tom's answers. So this is about, just basically the experiences of travel and touring, which aligns with the theme of the song. Hanging with my mates Will, Nathan, and Mel, and Kenny, I guess. Getting to have a good laugh and all the quirky tour jokes that come out of it. Seeing the world and all the different types of people and ways of life. I don't think I would ever get to see even 10% of what I have if I didn't play music. So true. Touring Europe and having... so we're talking about other tours as well. Touring Europe and having people sing along to my songs on the other side of the world. Touring Europe really opened my eyes up to see how much people really appreciate music overseas and how important it is for them, even more so than Australia. Being put in really odd experiences in random towns that I would never go to if I didn't play music, i.e. the line dancing in Geraldton and jet skiing in a farm in Tasmania. What was the line dancing in Geraldton? I thought that was in Bunbury. I think you might have got it mixed up. I think it was Bunbury. Yeah, and Bunbury. Okay. What was your top 5 lowest moments on the road? Music does connect. It's a universal language. What was your top 5 lowest moments on the road? Being in the car with Kenny. He's laughing. Driving from Karratha to Broome and nearly running out of petrol, then being on a desert road to find petrol with no GPS and then having to play 2 sets. Getting my clothes locked in the washing machine in Dunsborough. I remember that. The poor guy, he because we'd just been waiting for, we'd been with 5 days over on the road, all of our fucking clothes are just dirty and rank. So he literally put everything in this washing machine and it got locked and stuck in there. Oh, it's funny. Not being able to have spa parties. Ha ha. Yeah, I remember that. That's actually, you know what? That's another thing you have to remind me of. Remind me about the spa party. Got to tell you about the spa party. Nearly getting our gear locked up at customs. But looking back at all of these, they are all good memories and stories to tell. Has the road changed you as a person? If so, how? Yes, I think it has worn me down. Fucking snowflake. Nah, jokes. No, I always have this sense that everything will work out in the end when touring. For some reason, it always does in some way or another. I think I've only ever missed one gig in over 10 years of touring. So many things have gone wrong before gigs on the road, but for some reason it works out in the end. I think in life it's the same. No matter what happens, things seem to figure their way out some way or another in the end. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that explains Tom's attitude as well, I reckon. How do you feel when you return home? Tired but happy. Tom. Nice, Tom. Yeah. So good. So good. Sweet. Great answers. Great answers. Pink. Years ago with one of my early bands, were fired because our payment was half the door and all we could drink. When the owner realized how much of a horrible mistake he had made of experiencing how much the group could drink, 5 of us, he kept the door, gave us the boot. The biggest shit part was that bad was never that crowded. The bar was never that crowded. Oh, that sucks. How come you had to go through customs just in Australia? No, this is when we went to New Zealand. Yeah, we didn't realize we hadn't filled out the forms to bring our gear in, and we were this close to having to go back home, whilst also losing all the money we had spent on flights and accommodation and everything. It would have been a fucking disaster, but we got there in the end. Yeah. Right. So me, all right. Got some stories. Let me put this guitar down. I'll play another quick road trip recap. That makes me think of Homer Simpson and the all-you-can-eat seafood restaurant. Vidi7 gifted you a sub. So make sure you claim all the stuff as well. Like we give, go to Discord, the subscriber download section, and we have all of the tour footage on stage, off stage, hours worth of it available for you guys. And we'll keep adding to that if you continue to subscribe as the tour unfolds throughout the year. We're going to some amazing locations, and you've got your jams that we've created on Twitch over the last couple of years, meditations if that's your bag. Also, Biker Bob. Biker Bob, if you're into that, and it's a reminder to just keep that comfort zone breaking road trip spirit. You have that as a wallpaper as well. So that's in general. I'll put that in general. So go and get it. Actually, I'll put the link here. Here you go. There's the link. Link in chat. Go get it. All right. Let's go. All right. Western Australia, recap 2. Weekend 2 of our Western Australia tour, Margaret River. We had a beautiful swim on the way down at Gracetown. Tried to ignore some of the memorial signs. Sharks maybe? I don't know. And then we headed on down to Margaret River, had another swim there, and a fun little gig at the river. I tried to ignore the fact that John Butler was in the crowd. Not because it was John Butler, but also because any time I've got friends that are in the crowd, I kind of get up in my head. So I tried to ignore that, but caught up with him afterwards. And, you do have to meet your heroes because he is an absolute legend, and we could have talked for hours. Drove further down to Albany and had a catch up with Kirby Brown. He's got a documentary at the moment called Facing Monsters. Big wave surfer, or slab chaser really, and we talked about lots of things, but particularly fear, how he works with fear. It's a really, really inspiring chat. That'll be out soon. And then played a pumping little gig at 6 Degrees. That actually inspired me to look at my backdrop because that was a really good looking stage and it mattered. And it made a difference to the mood as well. Something to think about. And then we get to Esperance. And I've been looking forward to this gig since it was booked because I've heard so much about the beaches, and we roll into town, I'm like, what? No, this is not what they told me about Esperance. Oh well. Anyway, we did a great gig at Lucky Bay Brewery, super chilled family summer vibes, under the stars. I mean, so chilled that I'm like, are these guys enjoying it? And in my head, I'm like, I gotta make it a mission to get them up dancing. And bit by bit, I'd get 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then before the end of the set, it was pumping. You know, it was a really special gig. And then the next morning on the way back to Perth, we were educated on how beautiful Esperance truly is. Those beaches on the other side of the cliffs. Wow. Honestly, some of the best swims I've had. Beautiful white powdery sand, crystal clear water, these waves that were just peeling back. Damn. And then on the way back, we found these epic salt flats and just went for a walk. I've never seen anything like it. Pink Lake was a bit of a letdown though. A really great weekend, a lot of victories for us. The set is really starting to roll. It's at that part of the tour where things are really flowing and we're feeding off each other and the synchronicities are happening. The energy, you know, we're getting out of our heads. And also personally, I'm feeling really, really grounded, and the mind and the body are feeling really resilient. So yeah, big win. That was the second recap. Yeah, so many good memories. I feel like it's really important to kind of, the road teaches you to surrender, right? Because you are outside of your comfort zone and not everybody is comfortable doing that. And that's why, and my wife will say it, she didn't like touring. And an example of a real, like, and she tried to like it. And I also wanted to give her some really great experiences. But for some reason, the tours that she went on, because she was singing backing vocals for me in my old band, Nat Cole and the Kings, for some reason, every time I got her on the road, it would always be like the shittest part of the run, or maybe the accommodation would be extra shit. And I'm like, fuck, world, can you just help me out a little bit? It's not. And I kept saying to her, you know what, this is just actually, you know, extremely turbulent. You know, touring is not normally like this. An example would be like, you know, we get to Byron Bay and I sold it to her that we're playing the Beach Hotel in Byron Bay. And so we're going to be staying there. They're putting us up in the accommodation. I'm like, that accommodation there is beautiful. You're right on the water. And she's like, all right, I'll come. I'll do the gigs. And we get there and we go to check in. And they're like, oh, no, you're not staying here. You're staying in the artist quarters. And we get there. And listen, this is what for a long time made me take a sleeping bag on the road with me. Because we got there. There were holes in every wall and door. There was a cracked window in our bedroom. The fucking there was just shit all over the carpet. The mattresses. I looked at it and I'm like, I'm gonna get bed bugs. Like I'm gonna get sick if I lie on these mattresses. We ended up going to, you know, some random linen store and buying a whole heap of cheap sheets to lie on, and you know, it was just like, and anyway, so I think the final gig for her was I don't know if you guys know of a car festival called Summer Nats. It's just outside of Canberra. It's an awesome place for rev heads, car enthusiasts. You know, it's great. You know, I like it. And I was super stoked to be getting, you know, to play at Summer Nats. And anyway, I probably should have informed her a little bit more about, you know, what Summer Nats is. And I just said it was a car enthusiast festival. And I didn't tell her about all the laps, all the burnouts, like crazy amount of burnouts. I didn't tell her about any of that stuff, right? Anyway, so we're in the bus, we're driving, and this was also at a time when my mental health was going boom. So I'm having panic attacks like in the car on the way down, and then I'm also starting to feel a little bit uneasy going, shit, you know, I think Amy's going to be quite uncomfortable. I probably shouldn't have brought her to Summer Nats, right? And I didn't even know what to expect. And, you know, Amy has done all her stage makeup and her hair and all that type of stuff, right? And we're getting closer, and I see that there's a bushfire in the distance, right? I'm like, shit, what's going on here? No, it's not. As we get closer, it's summer gnats. They're burning rubber so much, right, that it looked like this bushfire, and we're going straight into it. She's like, are we going in that? I'm like, babe, we are. And she's like, what? I'm not going in that. I'm like, kind of don't have a choice. She's like, fuck, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I didn't know. All right, whatever. So anyway, we drive into Summer Gnats, and we're in our backstage, what do you call it? Demountable, you know? And we're just chilling in there, and she's like fine-tuning her makeup and everything, and I'm doing my warm-ups, and the band is, you know, doing their thing, and we've still got like an hour and a half to kill before going on stage. And I want to see some of these cars, right? So I say to Amy, we're going to go check out this, some cars. Do you want to come? And she's like, well, I don't want to be here by myself, so I'll just come with you guys. Anyway, so we're getting pointed into this direction of where all the cars are, and because I want to see them, you know, burn out and all that type of stuff. And so we're walking, and we're just walking into the rubber, the smoke, right? And she's like, are we walking that way? And I'm like, yeah, it's all good, you know, just we won't be there for long. But as we're walking into the smoke, people are walking out, and they're black. Like, they've got shit all over their faces, all over their skin, just black, right? And she's like, look, is that what we're going to end up like? And I'm like, no, those guys have ended up like that because they're like right next to the car. Like, we're going to be up on the seats. It's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. And she's like, Nate, seriously, I've done all my makeup. And I'm like, trust me, it's fine. There's no way in the world we're going to end up looking like that just for watching a couple burnouts on the seats, right? And so she's like, okay, all right. So we're walking, we go up there, and we're sitting on the seats, and we're watching these cars just smashing their tires, and the smoke is just, you know, and I'm looking around at everybody else who's in their seats, and they're all black. They're all just covered in rubber. And I'm like, and then it occurred to me, I'm like, shit, these are not like the guys in the pits. Like, everybody is actually looking like that. And then I look at my drummer, and he's already starting to get stuff all over his face. And I look at Kenny, and then I look at Amy, and Amy is sitting there hating it, and she's starting to get the rubber specks on there and everything. And she's like, can we go? I'm like, yeah, we'll go. And anyway, by the time we walked out, she was black, and she had it all over her face. And we had to be on stage in 10 minutes time. And so as we're walking out of the smoke, and I'm going, these guys are like sitting there drinking fucking Jack Daniel cans, breathing that shit in for hours. Like, that can't be healthy. And so she's walking, she doesn't realize, right? And then she says to me, how's my face? And I'm like, darling, maybe go into go and check. You probably need to do a couple touch-ups. And she walked in, and she's like, what the actual fuck? I fucking told you. I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry. Hey, we're at Summer Gnats. Just go on stage like that. They'll be like, yeah, you got into the spirit. They'll fucking love it. And I feel like that was the last gig that she came on the road with us. I don't know, some people are just not up for it. No connection between her and I that night, that's for sure. When we spoke about random things that happened on the road, I've shown you guys this. Hang on. Wait, 2 seconds. Open. Okay. So, you know, these awesome things, awesomely random things that happen on the road, right? So we're driving in the middle of the desert and we see this little sign that says a lookout, right? So we're like, let's just like take a few minutes and go to the top of this lookout. So we go all the way to the top of this lookout, top of the cliffs, and we look out and we see this amazing view. And there it is, right? And I'm actually, it doesn't look like it, but I'm actually on the edge of a cliff there. And it's a huge drop, all right? And it was it was windy and it was just beautiful. I'm like, these are the moments that I crave when I'm on the road. And I don't get this stuff when I'm at home, right? And I'm a bit spiritual. I'm pretty spiritual, and I'm particularly going through a phase right now where I'm feeling connection to land and the spirits and the energy and all that type of stuff. And I open up my arms and I close my eyes, and I remember hearing about a guy who's having a conversation with a member from the Aboriginal community, just talking about when you listen to the land, it'll speak to you, right? So I'm having this moment where I'm going, I'm just chasing like a message from the land, right? And then I open my eyes and I look out to the land, and I'm having this beautiful spiritual moment. Now look a little closer. Look. Now, to give you an idea of context, that was probably about the size of maybe a 30-meter swimming pool. It was huge. That shit only happens on the road when you're traveling. So cool. Yeah. There it is. But I just couldn't believe like the timing of it. When I was in that mode, when I was, when I was in that mode of going, I'm having and you know what? I felt like it did speak to me because I was getting too serious. Like I was nervous about some of the gigs that were approaching and all the travel that we're doing and whether my body and my mind were going to handle it. And I forgot to lighten up. I forgot to laugh. Like it actually felt quite serendipitous that happened. So I wonder who did it. I mean, maybe it's aliens trying to speak Australian. The other random thing that has happened on the road, this happened when I was younger. Probably on one of the roads that we travelled in the north part of Western Australia. So we're driving, we've got a 12-seater bus and a trailer in the back with my band. And, little things like the trailer has this logo and it says shifting, right? But we got a flat tire at the back, and then it started to lean. But what drew our attention was not the fact that the trailer was leaning. The way that the guitars in the back near the window were positioned, you kind of lost the part of the F. So it actually looked like it said shitting. So we're laughing at that, going, fuck, look at that. It says shitting. And then it's the tour manager that goes, why is the trailer leaning? And we pull over and we realize that we've got a flat tire. So we go to change it, and we realize that the hire car company had given us a wheel brace for the van, but not a wheel brace for the trailer. And we're in the middle of the desert, right? those big long roads that nobody travels, and we don't have a wheel brace to change the tire of the trailer. So the tour manager's like, well, what choice do we have? Like, we got to drive on it. So we attempt to drive on it for a while, and then realize that we risk buckling the actual rim, which means we'd really be fucked, and we're worried about the other tire. So we're on the side of the road. It's back in the day where there's no mobile service, and we're stranded. And the only thing we could do is wait for somebody to come by and to try and get help, whether it's NRMA or something, whatever it is, RSV, whatever it's called, RACV. And anyway, so an hour goes by, nobody, in the middle of the desert. And then an hour later after that, this four-wheel drive, Wolf Creek style four-wheel drive, we can see it in the distance, and we hail him down, and out pops a guy who looks total Wolf Creek. This is way before Wolf Creek. And he's like, hey, you guys running into a bit of trouble. And we explained to him, we're like, rental car company didn't give us a wheel brace for the trailer. We've got a flat tire. Lucky I saw ya. Come to the back of the 4B. So he gets out, opens up his 4B, and all he has is 20 million wheel braces. It's got nothing else. It's got, like, of all things for him to have, was just this, like, had to be acquired collection of wheel braces. And we all looked at each other. Like, it was literally like he was sent from the travel heavens. Here's a guy that's going to help you out. I'm not sure what wheel brace is compatible. Let's just put them all in the back of his 4B, and you guys can work it out. And he goes out over to the tire, and he goes back. He goes, yeah, that looks like a... Yeah, let's try this one here. Comes out, locks in, changes the tire for us. All good. And he goes, you guys can have that. I've got plenty. That's it. Away we go. Probably wasn't until afterwards that we started to think, why does that guy have so many wheel braces? Like, seriously, right? Could that be mementos? Yeah, JV's World. Exactly. But again, that shit only happens on the road. Yeah. Fuck, that actually gives me the chills to think about that. Anyway, all right. I'm going to attempt to answer these questions. I haven't planned for it, so... rattle off a few examples of things that only happen on the road. Well, I think we've done that. I think just in general, like, it's kind of like when you're drunk, you know how you go, it's in the middle of the night and you put on the TV and you're like laughing your ass off and you're having the best time. There's some random show that comes on and you're just like, only this shit would happen when I'm drunk, and it's late at night. I feel like traveling and touring is the same, in a sense that the people, the situations that you find yourself in, the locations, like there's so much randomness, but you only ever enjoy or at least live out that randomness if you surrender to it and you're open to it. Because otherwise, for a long time I kind of had tunnel vision because I was in self-preservation mode, that I didn't really feel those experiences, Hey, Skull. Yeah, got a few. Yeah, I like a purposeful collection. Yeah. First Cartoon, how you doing? We're talking about travel stories, touring and all that. It's to support the release of my new single, celebrate the release of my new single, Broken Lines, which is basically a reminder to myself of all the good things that happen when I tour, which was really important during a time when I forgot that. Okay, what's in your top 5 highest moments on the road? I would probably say most recently was Yeah, it would be. Oh, I feel like it was playing Auckland, supporting Kaleo, to a packed venue, 12 to 1,500 people, and they were on fire. They were charging. I feel like that was a real moment because I felt good about myself, felt confident. I was in touch with the songs. I was in touch with the crowd. I was nowhere else mentally. It was working between us. The chemistry was there on stage. It was a really special night, and even just watching them, I formed aspirations within myself that I haven't felt since I was a kid, and it really gave me a fire. I feel like that was the experience that just tipped me over to go, right, this is why I'm doing it, you know. When I was younger, I think one of the highest moments was probably, there was a couple, there's a few. It was probably playing to 60,000 people in Switzerland after Elton John and before Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, not knowing who they were because I was so young, yet playing to 60,000 people, just there, flat, just as far as the eye could see. And they were loud and they were loving it. I think playing at Madison Square Garden with BB King, I was also old enough to kind of understand what a big deal that was. I didn't know what Madison Square Garden was, but I knew it was something special, and obviously I knew who BB King was, so that was a moment. But for myself as a kid, I was playing to a lot of big crowds because they were other people's crowds. But I remember a gig in Darwin that was on the water in this sort of oval next to a hotel. And we rocked up and I was like, oh, this is a big stage. And this was my gig, right? There wasn't a festival. It was my gig. And I'm like, this is a big stage. Like this is huge. They had Jimmy Barnes there 2 weeks before me. And I was like, this is too big for me. Did my sound check and, whatever. I got on stage and there were 1,500 people there. And some of them were trying to climb over the top of the barriers. It was absolutely smoking. And that was a real moment for me because I'm like, I pulled this crowd. With no help from anybody else, and they were there with me. I was there with them. It was a real special moment. It was a real great moment. On a side note, in terms of awkward moments, I had probably the most embarrassing experience was on the road, and of all time in my life, and I'll tell the story really quickly, but basically, because I've told it before, I think some of my regulars already know it. I had to do a poo before going on stage. And I was 13, and it was an all-ages gig. And I got a little bit nervous about all-ages gigs because girls were there that were my age or a little bit older. And I really needed to do a poo. And I was side stage. No, not side stage. I was backstage, and the promoter said, you got your own toilet. Here it is. He pointed me to a door. I walked through the door, sat on the toilet. I did my poo, and I look up, and there's a girl like over the top of the toilet partition, and I'm looking at her, and my brain couldn't compute what was going on. Like it was like it's going through my past experiences, trying to match it with something to come up with a reaction. But it was just flicking through, going, nah, we got nothing. Never been in this situation before, nothing like it. And just as I'm starting to realize what's going on, another girl pops her head up, and another girl pops her head up while I'm sitting there on the toilet. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I hear a girl go, everybody, he's in here. And then the door comes open, and all of these girls start coming over, and they're just looking at me. And it wasn't until this older girl came in and went off at them all and go, for Christ's sake, give him some fucking privacy. And then they all left. I realized that the band room backed into the toilets that they're the girls' toilets, and they'd sectioned off one of the cubicles to make it ours. Only on the road. Only on the road. All right. What's in your top 5 lowest moments on the road? I think my lowest moment, by far, which I've shared this before, is the moment that kept me off the stage for 4 years, and that was when I passed out. Had a mini blackout on stage at Queenscliff Music Festival, and then being just incredibly overwhelmed about how I was going to get through the set, looking out at the crowd of 2,000-3,000 people with this just out of my body, just like literally out of my body, and not really being able to hear what the band were doing, and everything being blurry, and running off stage, running back on stage because I didn't want to let anybody down, and just getting through the songs, and then to get off stage and realize that in 2 hours' time I was going to have to go to another stage and play another 1.5 hour set. And then that's probably the moment that took where I felt like my invincibility on stage was robbed. And I had so many anxiety attacks because I didn't know anything about anything back then. And I had to walk back up on stage, and I got through it, but it was not the same. Playing live was never the same, has never been the same since. And then that kept happening until I just said I can't do it anymore. So that was my lowest point. I've never felt more alienated. Touring, because you're away from your friends, your family, your familiar surroundings, it can be an incredible experience when you're in a good place, but it can be a fucking scary experience when you're mentally unstable. I've never felt more alienated and alone in my life. Like, when you have an anxiety attack, you already feel alienated and completely separate from the world, let alone being in a completely different surrounding with the responsibility of getting up on stage, playing to people. Sexy experience. There's nothing sexy about it. So that was my lowest, and to be trying to sleep that night, knowing that I had to gig the next day, alone, shaking in my bed, having anxiety attacks, not knowing who to call because everybody was asleep, not being able to eat anything because I was so anxious, but knowing that I had to eat because my body was so depleted to get the fuel and the energy to get up on stage and play a really heavy rock show. And it's fucking scary. Those are my lowest points by far. How many gigs had I done up until that point? Hundreds. Like, I'd been gigging for the better part of 15 years. Yeah. Okay. Has the road changed you as a person? Crazy. Absolutely. I mean, even in the early days when I was traveling with my family, as a kid, the road teaches you to find safety and security not in your surroundings, because they change. You got to find safety and security within yourself, or at the very least in the people that you travel with. And I feel like that's an incredibly liberating way to live, a very powerful lesson, that your peace and safety and security within yourself is not hinged to routine, your home, or anything. When you get to that place, then you actually end up living more creatively and not so defensively. You embrace chaos a lot more, which means there's many more opportunities to grow because you're okay with stepping outside of comfort zones. You're in touch with yourself, and so the family bond just, it's like that. I don't think the family would have been as close if it wasn't for touring. We're a close family, and we would have always been close, but I don't think as close as what we had become through having those experiences on the road. And that's the same with friends as well. I think as Kenny said earlier, traveling has a way of just putting things into perspective, that when you're in your everyday routine, life is this big, and maybe that's okay. If that makes you happy, that's fine, but it's not an accurate representation of the world. It's not an accurate representation of what you're capable of, and so traveling has a way of expanding and widening the lens to include so much, and that's why things end up being put into perspective. There's no high that even comes close to the high you feel when you're on stage and when you get off stage. But there's also no lows like it as well. And as Will had mentioned, when you're living with people and you're on the road and you're experiencing that stuff, you get to know your friends very, very intimately, and it's a beautiful thing. Unless you don't like them, because then that fucking sucks. So yeah, it's every time I come home, I feel larger than life. I feel invincible. I feel, not that I am, but I feel inspired. I feel more connected with myself. I feel more connected with everything. And I love that I can bring that energy home to my kids and my wife, and hopefully inspire them to in their own ways, seek out those experiences as well. Yeah. Did I sign boobs? Yes, I did, when I was too young to appreciate it. That sounds weird. Too young to sign them confidently. Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to, so I think, as a sum up, broken lines, if we talk about broken lines as being travel, before I even played music, broken lines was about adventure. If I saw broken lines on the road, generally Dire Straits would be playing. I'd be in the back of my parents' Kingswood, and we're going on an adventure. We're up early. We're going to Foster. We're going to Terrigal. We're going down the south coast. We're going to the beach. A lot of amazing, beautiful family memories have come at the end of those broken lines. And then as a kid playing music, broken lines, was a symbol of music. It was like, we are traveling the world, and I get to play some of my favorite music, and I'm anticipating all the different types of crowds that I'm going to play in front of. Some of them are going to be small and intimate. Some of them are going to be huge. You can never really know. And the adventures, as I've mentioned, that come with that was what the broken lines meant to me when I was a kid. And then in my 20s, I suppose it shifted, because I was with Nat Cole and the Kings, and it was super high energy. Broken Lines was about getting fucking loose and drinking myself stupid and having all sorts of fun and ridiculous moments, meeting all sorts of wacky people, doing stupid shit, playing on stage the heaviest, rock music that I'd, want to play, and just basically getting loose. I'd say it was probably a little less about the music and more about just letting go and yeah, getting on it really. Then obviously burning out, broken lines was dread. I'd see those broken lines and feel dread, and it was just like they symbolize. They were going to mercilessly reveal all of my flaws and weaknesses, and those broken lines were going to mess me up. And it was not about music at all. It was just about obligation and dread. That's what broken lines symbolize then. But then learning from that, I suppose that shift was when broken lines was about personal journey. All right, it's time to learn about the self. I'm going to throw some things at you and you're going to learn from them. And this pain that you're going to go through is ultimately going to be for your good, to help you grow and be strong and confident and in touch with yourself. And that was probably one of the toughest times was after those low points, is to face those broken lines again and apply the knowledge that I'd learned, and praying for a fucking different experience, And they've been many different experiences. And so now when I see these broken lines, I get excited. I get excited. I love it so much. Now like with Western Australia, it was just adventure, back to adventure again, back to playing to people, playing music, and also space. Like I crave space more than anything nowadays. And those broken lines offer that space and the serenity and those long roads and the land and the escapes and the, again, there's nothing like it. And I probably haven't got all of that in the song Broken Lines, but when I play it, it reminds me of it. So yeah, I hope that when you listen to Broken Lines that, you can close your eyes and be transported to those places yourself, your own versions of that. I don't chat here. I remember your name from an age when I was pretty young, having you speak of your experiences of priceless knowledge. Aranga, thank you very much. And thank you for chiming in. Yeah, very much appreciated. Stabby, why are your hair so fuzzy? Is my hair so fuzzy? Are you tipsy? You're kind of tipsy. I like Stabby when Stabby's tipsy. All right. Let's finish it up by having a listen to the recording. And then I'm going to go. So, Broken Lines. We played the stripped back version. From a production point of view, we'll probably talk more about production in the later streams. But I think on the overall, I wanted it to have a calmness and a coolness that symbolizes what I want to feel when I'm on the road and what I do often feel nowadays on the road. And but then all the other colors and flavors and the harmonies and stuff, that's to symbolize the depth and the array of experiences that happen, which are pretty unique to the travel experience. So let's listen to that. Do you feel really inspired to write when you're on the road? I do and I don't. Like, yeah, I'll get to those other three things in another stream, I reckon. I've run out of time. Yeah, I feel like I'm collecting ideas, but execution is a problem. Because generally I'm pretty tired and we're moving around and stuff like that. But I can imagine when I sink into it even more that, yeah, ideas would come. Like I was bumming around on some riffs there yeah, that's it, guys. That's me. Honestly, thank you so much for being a part of this. Even right from the start when I created it. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are happy. It means a lot. It's not why I do it, but well, it's part of why I do it. Is, you know, if you guys are not digging it, then I'm only half digging it. So thank you. A lot of my mates are offline at the moment, so let's my music mates, I should say. I'll be seeing you guys on Monday night. By the way, just the final word is that if you have any travel stories, I'd love to keep reading these things out. Feel free to share your most memorable travel stories, whether they're funny, whether they're low points, like anything, just link is in chat. I might put some questions there for you guys to answer if you want. Yeah, thanks, madam. Mr. Excision. Or Scary. Yeah, any of them. Yeah, let's rate Sploosy. Sploosy rocks. I love Sploosy. All right. Thanks again, guys. Tons of love. Red flag, changing air. Choking on muzzle press.